Hello, good morning and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, Hits 103.9 FM here in Accra, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, also live in all 16 regions of Ghana, on YouTube, X Spaces and Facebook. Coming up this morning, Special Prosecutor pushes for constitutional backing to lead corruption fight, rejecting calls to scrap the office and hand mandate to Shraj.
Perhaps Shraj should be given this mandate. It won't work. In plain language.
Well, the OSP is also against the publication of assets declared by public office holders. We have details of that also coming up. Government and the Youth Employment Agency weigh options to review or cancel the Zoomlion contract.
We are at the point of taking a decision as to whether to review the previous contract or to entirely terminate.
In business,
IMF rejects concerns over Ghana's program as it assures countries on track with structural and quantitative reforms. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman is expected to resume official duties today after her 3-week medical leave.
She's recuperating and catching a bit of rest. She's very well, and that soon she will join us.
These and more with me, Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Stay for details. And the Special Prosecutor, Kojo Beng, is pushing for constitutional protection to cement his office as the sole institution mandated to spearhead Ghana's fight against corruption. At the Constitutional Review Committee Forum, Mr. Jabing dismissed what he described as misguided calls to abolish the office and hand over its responsibilities to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, Shraj. He argued that weakening or dismantling the OSP would be a step backward in the country's ongoing battle against graft.
I have heard talk, perhaps Shraj should be given this mandate. It won't work. In plain language. Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Let Shraj stick to its mandate, which is human rights, and write the OSP into the Constitution as the focal institution to tackle anti-corruption. With this, Shraj always works in hand with the OSP. The two institutions also work in hand with YOCO, as YOCO also focuses on economic crimes. And in our estimation, since 2018, in the space from us working, this works out perfectly.
While the Special Prosecutor is against publishing assets declared by public holders, Kojo Beng welcomes the opportunity to verify the assets.
What we will not subscribe to is a public exhibition of the assets of individuals. We don't support it, and we won't subscribe to it. It opens up too many uncharted grounds, especially in respect of the society in which we are. We fully support a verification system by a dedicated state institution with it. Why not throw it to the OSP? We are able and willing to do it. And then go beyond it, just not verifying what has been stated there. Also verifying what has not been stated there.
Well, a former Supreme Court Judge, Sophia Denyera, who is also a member of the Constitutional Review Committee, wants the powers of prosecution of corrupt cases firmly placed in the hands of the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
We don't need the debate about separating the Office of the Attorney General from the Minister of Justice, but rather concentrate all, I will call it, public prosecutions of both public and private persons in relation to corruption. All public prosecution in relation to anti-corruption should come to your office and leave order like murder and stealing with the police and the Attorney General's office.
Well, moving on, the government and the Youth Employment Agency, YEA, are considering reviewing or terminating the waste management contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited amid fresh concerns over value for money, transparency and effectiveness. Stakeholders at a high-level meeting recently met to discuss renegotiating the contract, but outright cancellation remains an option pending a final decision. Here's CEO of YEA, Malik Basintali.
Let me state emphatically that I, as Malik Basintali, has not renewed any contract, and I have not also appended my signature to any contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited. We are at the point of taking a decision. One, as to whether to review and amend the previous contract between Zoomlion Ghana Limited, who manages our sanitation model, or 2, to entirely terminate the contract pending the board approval, or 3 is to increase the basic salary. I shall not on any occasion negotiate any contract that will fall below the minimum wage.
And you had the Chief Executive Officer of the YEA, Malik Basintali. Now, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, is expected to return from a 3-week medical leave today. Joining sources says this follows her doctor's recommendation to focus on her health and recovery. There's more on the following report.
A statement from the presidency released on March 30 confirmed that Vice President Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman received medical treatment at the University of Ghana Medical Center following a sudden illness on Friday, March 28, 2025. The statement, signed by the Minister for Government Communications, noted that medical experts recommended the Vice President travel abroad for further treatments to ensure a full recovery. Providing reassurance, Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa stated that the Vice President was responding well to treatment and recovering steadily.
I also want to assure you that she is doing very, very well. Your prayers have worked. Your prayers from all over Ghanaians at home and abroad has really worked. I have heard from her, so I know what I'm talking about.
Speaking at the launch of the Free Sanitary Pad for Girls initiative last week, President Mahama also stated that the Vice President was doing well and will soon return to work.
I wish to extend the greetings of Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman to all of you. I spoke to her and I told her we're going to miss her at this event because this is a program that is very dear to her. She said to say hello to all of you and to say she's recuperating and catching a bit of rest. She's very well, and that soon she will join us to continue to prosecute the reset agenda.
The 3-week medical leave, as disclosed by our sources, ends today, and Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman is expected to resume her official duties today.
Well, with just 8 days left on President John Mahama's 120-day social contract, government says it will be an action-packed week. Government Communications Minister Felix Kwakye-Fosu announced that the president will launch the Juma Rai initiative today, followed by the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, Mahama Cares, and the National Apprenticeship Program later in the week. Minister for Youth Development and Empowerment, George Oparado, spoke on the launch of the Juma Rai program in a video message.
This program is going to be implemented by the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program. Young people, this is for you. Let's take advantage of it and let's build the Ghana we want. Let's take this opportunity to thank His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for fulfilling one of his key campaign promises to the young people of Ghana. Let's take advantage of this program. Let's build for all of us the Ghana we want.
Well, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will commence the rollout of a chip-embedded passport application system. The move, which is targeted at enhancing the security features and integrity of the travel document forms, part of what the ministry describes as a 5-point plan to transform Ghana's passport application regime. There's more on the following report.
As part of moves to improve service delivery for passport applicants while safeguarding the integrity of Ghana's travel document, Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa says his outfit is ready to roll out a chip-embedded passport regime.
As we roll out our cutting-edge chip-embedded passport, we seize this opportunity to categorically state that the era of middlemen and unofficial agents operating within our passport offices is unequivocally over.
Well, it's been 15 years since the devastating fire at Koto market that shook Cape Coast, displacing hundreds and exposing serious gaps in market safety. Now, they've been introduced a 24-hour surveillance as part of proactive measures to prevent future disasters. Our Central Regional Correspondent Erica Santi reports.
In April 2010, fire gutted several shops and temporary structures at the Koto market, displacing hundreds of traders and resulting in losses worth millions of cedis. What followed was a prolonged legal battle between some traders and the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly. At the center of the legal tussle was the fate of the old market, to demolish or not. The Cape Coast High Court, presided over by His Lordship Justice Kwesi Dapa, finally ruled in favor of a demolition, clearing the path for the construction of an ultramodern facility. Today, the Kotokraba market stands transformed. Fire hydrants, emergency exits, organized stalls, and a better wiring system. ACFO Mary Atiga Mensah have since January 2025 introduced a 24-hour surveillance at key markets, including the Kotokraba and Abra markets.
This initiative was prompted us when the Quantamanto fire on the 2nd January fire outbreak, so that we will now be found wanting.
And that's all we have for you for this morning's bulletin. I am Amia Sinyamiche Thompson. Up next is business on the Super Morning Show.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Ah, go me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
See, your rich auntie gets more from Absa. Your childhood friend gets more from Absa. Your favorite uncle gets more from Absa. Your roommates gets more from Absa. Digital solutions get more from Absa. Rewards be bring get more from Absa. 5-star treatment get more from Absa. Preferential rate get more from Absa. Easy banking and no ane Absa. Instant loans and no ane Absa. Bank papa party and no ane Absa. NTG accounting get more from Absa. Yes! Join thousands of Absa customers enjoying priority treatment, preferential rates, amazing rewards, and seamless digital solutions to help you write the next big chapter of your story. Sign up for an Absa account today and get more. Your story matters. Absa.
How secured are you? Let me ask you again. How secured are you? Say yes loud with confidence when you are protected by Millennium Insurance, because it gives you great reliability and comfort. Sign on any of our products today, be it motor, fire, burglary, accidents, travels, bonds, liabilities, engineering, marine and aviation insurance. Visit our offices in Accra, Northridge, Tema, Kumasi, Kofridia, Takrady, or any of our 30 agents nationwide. Call 0302-766-631 or 0504-394-997.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
not just another bank.
Businesses know how important it is to create a productive and supportive working environment by investing in employees' health. With a leading international track record, Apex Health Insurance is licensed to provide medical insurance services to corporate organizations and SMEs. We also have international LH Blue cover and TPAs to cushion you. Multinational companies, factories, and government agencies, focus on your business while Apex Insurance takes care of your health. Visit Apex Health Insurance office at Zion House, Boundary Road, Shiashi, Kumasi, opposite Prempeh College, Sofo Line, and Takrady Market Circle. For further inquiries, call 0501 562 962 or 0501 552 495. Apex Health, your preferred health insurer.
What's your dream this year? To pull up in a brand new 4-wheel ride? Or you want to travel? Where? Sentosa Island in Singapore? Or Desert Safari in Dubai? Or you want a laptop, microwave, brand new phone, TV? Chale, what you want, you can get with SG Ghana. Minya Ubecha 7Y. Join the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo and you could win the grand prize of a brand new Toyota RAV4. Simply deposit 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of it into your SG Ghana account from now till 30th May 2025. Non-customers can open an account to participate. Visit your nearest branch or call 0302-214-314 for further inquiries. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Right, so welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM and the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Absa Bank Ghana Limited. Your story matters. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. And then Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you, which means we can now bring you the Joy Business Report brought to us by MNC Properties, a member of MNC Group, MNC Properties, Choice of Class, and Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature. And then Omini Basic Bank, not just another bank. Akbafu.
Hey, morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Oh, as you can see, God is taking care of his children.
Okay, great. So you spent the weekend with family. You said you were going to do so.
No, I had to dash to Kumasi quickly to do a thing or two.
Wow,
yes,
great.
But I came back yesterday in the morning. I got to town in the morning. So,
oh, great, yeah. Great. I see.
It's been a stressful week. Well, it's a bit of a tiring weekend, but hey. We're here for God and country, like we say all the time. How was your weekend?
Oh, my weekend was good. Actually, on Saturday, I was at the State House for the Nazi 25. That's an inter-countries festival. It was graced by the Embassy of Ukraine, the Chargé d'Affaires of Ukraine. He was there. It was quite insightful discussion about bilateral ties between Ghana and the Ukraine. And so that's how I spent my Saturday, even though it rained.
It rained heavily here. Well, anyway. I think it rained a little bit in Kumasi, didn't it? Anyway, but not as it rained in Accra. No. Anyway, this morning here on the Super Morning Show, I want us to have a conversation. You know, the rains, well, for many, when it rains, the concern is the flooding. For others, the rains bring the joy of planting.
Oh, yeah.
But as we even look at the joy of planting, there's one thing that we need to focus on. We've talked so much about, having to feed ourselves, but how about exporting also, so we can get the much needed foreign exchange? First of all, you must get enough to feed Ghanaians and then think about exporting to other countries. How do we ensure
that we have enough
and export? That's the conversation we must have. But sometimes also, there are certain products that are not loved much in Ghana, but do so well outside the country. And we can focus on that. We'll have this conversation here on the Super Morning Show.
I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
But have you ever thought about, Darryl, the fact that for the sanitation contracts in our various assemblies, they actually signed in Accra. And the Youth Employment Agency signs this contract and then pays an entity that is expected to deploy sweepers in the whole country.
That sounds cumbersome already.
Yeah.
It sounds so cumbersome. And I don't see how effective that is.
Okay. So those people who sweep our roads, our streets, who holds them accountable?
How is it monitored?
How is it monitored?
I mean, do the numbers, the over 40,000, is that really the numbers that we, work every day? Why can't this be handled by the assembly?
Yeah, I think it should be decentralized.
Well, we'll get into that conversation here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Get in touch with us. Tell us what your thoughts are. On X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and then on WhatsApp 055-1111-997. But of course, this will also talk about commencement of the NPP's thank you tour. And already, some say the NPP now understands why it lost power. Others also argue, but they're still living in denial, believing that they lost just because their members didn't vote.
Well, depending on who you talk to, they have a different point of view.
Okay,
yeah.
Let's get into it now.
Good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, government rejects criticism over Ghana's program as it assures country is on track with structural and quantitative reforms. Also, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama insists these days of excessive volatility is coming to an end whilst assuring of measures to sustain current stability. Plus, government returns to oversubscription of T-bills after failing to meet its target the previous week. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us this morning. Hello to our friends listening from Kof Radio and KT Radio. Now, the IMF is rejecting warning that Ghana's program with the fund is under threat and risks ending without meeting critical targets. George Affe has more from Washington, D.C.
Speaking at a news conference in Washington, D.C., USA, the head of mission for Ghana, Stefan Rodin, insisted that current data doesn't support these claims.
If you look at the PFM Act, that 1.5% of GDP primary balance is enshrined in the law. It's not just an objective that is negotiated by the IMF, it is actually Ghanaian law. So that makes us quite confident that this is going to be achieved going forward.
Mr. Rodi, however, maintained that meeting all these targets when Ghana exits the program will still be dependent on government.
But of course, there is a but, and the but is that the program has to be implemented. So the government has to adhere to the target.
The head of the IMF mission for Ghana also rejected rumors that government had initiated steps to extend the current program.
To be frank, this is not something that we have been discussing with the authorities. Because of what we have discussed and the deterioration in performance in 2024, the focus was very much on what needs to be done to make sure that the program is on track.
On what went into the fourth staff review, Mr. Rode maintained that it was based on past data as well as some commitment initiated by government to correct past slippages in the program to bring it on track.
You had George Affe with that report from Washington, D.C. in the U.S. Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama has given assurance that the cedi's days of excessive volatility against the dollar is coming to an end. The Ghana cedi has been stable for a while, the longest in recent times. The local currency's good run has even been enhanced post-staff level agreement with the IMF as it has appreciated against the dollar on certain days. But speaking with a Joy Business in Washington, D.C., Dr. Isiama said the good run will be sustained.
Going forward, we think that we have enough reserves, to be able to preserve the stability. But I must be quick to add that we are not, going to operate a fixed exchange rate regime. The cedi is an endogenous variable. It has to be, allowed, to float. It can go up, it can come down. Our, focus is to ensure that it is not excessive when it comes to its volatility. And so we are aware of trends this week. We are monitoring, issues. We believe that the market is resetting. We believe that expectations are being re-anchored. And so we are on top of the game. We are observing it by the minute, and we'll look at it,
Doc, do you think that the market is responding to the good news coming from the fourth review, the reserve accumulation? Because the cedi has seen some strong rallying.
The staff level agreement, it was like a seal of approval. that yes, we are restoring macroeconomic stability, we are doing the right things, and then the fact that, of course, don't also forget that the dollar itself, is weakening as well. But then the external sector has been strong. Those inflows have been doing pretty well. Gold is doing so well now. Our prayer is that the trend continues.
Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Esiama speaking with George Riafe at Washington, D.C. in the U.S. on the sidelines of the just ended IMF World Bank spring meetings. While the government recorded an oversubscription of its treasury bills after failing to meet its target in the previous auction. According to auction results from the central bank, the government recorded an 18.23% of T-bill sale. Meanwhile, interest rates narrowed again on the yield curve. Here's more in this report.
The government got 7.265 billion Ghana cedis but rejected 1.12 billion Ghana cedis of the bids tendered. About 5.320 billion Ghana cedis came from the 91-day bill, representing 73.23% of the total bids. The bids accepted were estimated at 5.210 billion Ghana cedis. For the 182-day bill, 1.56 billion Ghana cedis were tendered. The uptake was 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. A little over 381 million Ghana cedis were also tendered for the 364-day bill. About 102 million Ghana cedis of the bids were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates continued to fall, but marginally on the yield curve. The yield on the 91-day bill declined marginally by 13 basis points to 15.32%. That of the 182-day also eased to 16.03% from the previous week's 16.21%. The interest on the 364-day bill also dropped by 28 basis points to 18.37%.
Moving on to other news, government has been urged to pursue local production, reform the energy sector and protect the poor and vulnerable to propel economic growth. This is advice from economist Dr. Akoto. His caution comes on the back of the International Monetary Fund's projected growth rate of 4% for the country by the end of 2025. Speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Akoto said government must be deliberate and strategic in transforming the economy to achieve its growth target.
Manage the energy sector, reform the energy sector, and also pursue local production so that whatever happens in the global environment, we know we are pushing and we are secured with local production. If whoever is fighting, if we have local production, then we wouldn't care so much about the global or the external factors. But if you don't produce locally, then whatever happens in Israel or Palestine or Ukraine or Russia, then it will affect you negatively. So we have to do these three things: pursue local production, reform the energy sector, and continue to protect the poor and the vulnerable. And hopefully, if we continue with the stability, then by 2026, the government can expand more and grow to create jobs that we are all craving for.
That was economist Dr. Akoto. Chief Executive of Piva Beverages, Frank Ejay-Mensah, has urged Ghanaians to patronize made-in-Ghana goods to boost job creation as a means of easing pressure on the city. He highlighted that products from Piva Beverages offer both quality and value whilst boosting the country's economy. More from a health walk organized by Piva Beverages.
The whole idea, apart from the exercise, we also want to broadcast to the whole world that Piva Beverages has come and that has come to stay. Piva Natural Mineral Water, we have the Piva Beverages, the cola, you have the orange, you have the cocktail, you have the tangy, and you have the grape. That we want to tell people all over the world that Piva is a very good product, very low in sugar, that you can give it to your kids, you can drink yourself, and know that once you buy Piva, this is a purely made in Ghana product, owned by Ghanaians, 100% owned by Ghanaians. That let's patronize our own, because that's the only way we can help create jobs so that I can put less pressure on the city.
Chief Executive of Piva Beverages, Frank Ejay-Mensah, turning to the stock market now. The share prices of Enterprise Ghana and Total Ghana are expected to record gains on the burst this week. Let's take a look at how your investments will fare. Grace Monayan of Data Bank Research.
Last week's trading closed on a positive note, driven by price gains in 9 equities. The top 5 gainers for the week were Standard Chartered Bank, Total Energies, Well PLC, GCB Bank, and Ben's Oil Palm Plantation. Conversely, Cowbank declined to close as a sole laggard for the week. Consequently, the Ghana Stock Exchange Composite Index went up by 0.32% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 24%, whereas the Data Bank Stock Index added on 0.64% weekly, to a year-to-date gain of 21.79%. Weekly turnover surged by 8 times to 51 million Ghana cedis after trading 40 million shares over 19 counters. MTN Ghana and New Gold traded the most and accounted for 88% of the market turnover. Looking ahead to this week, we expect the share prices of Ecobank Ghana and Total Energies to increase due to bids above market prices. For Joy Business Report, Grace Munanyun of Data Bank Research.
All right, before we go a look at the commodity market, crude oil increased to $67 a barrel. Gold has lost more than $28, open trading at $3,290 an ounce. Cocoa trading at $9,392 a ton after going up by more than $260. On the currency market, the dollar going for 15 cedis 80 pesos. That's what some forex bureaus are offering their clients. The British pound going for 20 cedis 30 pesos. The euro going for 17 cedis 40 pesos. The commercial banks quoting the dollar at 15 cedis 58 pesos. More news on our website, myjournline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. I know one person who would be excited for the city. That's Winston. Handing it back to Winston with more of the Super Morning Show.
Thank you very much, Darryl. It's very, very important that the city appreciates. 15 is still not good. We need it at below 10.
That's going to take a while.
Yes, we must get there. You see, yes, if you know, this is not stereotyping. When you compare yourself to a dwarf, you would always be tall. You understand?
Why say? Well, the governor, he's optimistic that the days of excessive volatility will be coming to an end. So
look, I was at a vehicle assembling plant the last time, and they're selling the vehicle brand new at $44,000. Highest end, high-end vehicle. Now imagine if the city was say 4 to $1. You'll be buying that at
how we wish.
You'll be buying that at less than 200,000 cedis. But that same vehicle, or let's say if the city was 1 to $1, that would be 44,000 cedis. But that vehicle is over 600,000.
Charlie,
how many Ghanaians can afford that?
Yeah.
You see, that's the problem. Anyway, let's go for our inspirational song for today. Thank you very much, Darryl, for joining us with the latest in the world of business. Our inspirational song for today, it's one that says, "Don't you worry, child." And I'm sure you're going to love this. Kojo chose this one.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah.
my favorite song, one of my favorites. In fact, this is my personal theme song as a person. It says, "Don't you worry, heaven has a plan for you," and talks about life, right? Living in your father's house in a happy home, then things change, and you're worried about how tomorrow is going to be. And the song basically says, "Don't you worry, child, heaven has a plan for you." And this song is more like what is written in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, 25 to 34. Do not worry. Have you seen anybody who has worried enough and added a strand of hair to their head or an inch to their height? And in a very, very difficult world, you always need an assurance that, or you always need something comforting that takes you through your day and through life. So this is the song, Swedish House Mafia. Don't you worry, child.
Okay.
Heaven has a plan for you.
Heaven has a plan for all of us.
Yes.
Let's continue then.
Yeah, and we'll start with the Drive Safe campaign. It's brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality, Imperial General Assurance, Solid Protection. Make sure you avoid all distractions, keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. And be visible, drive with your lights on, and that's how you ensure your safe arrival. Now, today's tip is about keeping your car in motion to keep you safe on the road. Now, usually when you park your car and you move your car, do you inspect the ground where you parked your car to see if there are oil residues or any liquids? You should do that. If there is any leakage in your engine, you will see that leakage where you park the car, and that will give you some information to go to the mechanics to fix it. Now, the most dangerous part of the leakage is the oil leakage, engine oil leakage, or any other oil leakage, because your vehicle works with hydraulics and the oils keep your vehicle going. Now, if the oils leak to a point where it's unsustainable, your vehicle will malfunction in traffic. So imagine driving at 100 kilometers per hour and your engine stops.
You're gone.
How do you brake? How do you stop the vehicle? And how do other people react in that moment of chaos? So always inspect that. And if you see any drops of oil on the ground, go to your mechanic, have it fixed. That's your Drive Safe message for today.
Okay, which means we can learn how to say it right. Brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. And Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
So, Kojo, I'm sure you know this word, B-U-F-F-E-T.
B-U-F-F-E-T.
Yes.
If it were B-U-T-T-E-R, I would have said butter or butter. If I
okay, so
as a Nigerian. And so this is buffer?
Well,
or buffer?
Well, so this is a kind of a meal where you serve yourself. So people say, there will be
buffet.
Now,
buffet.
Let me help you. If you want to say it right, and here we encourage what we have termed British English.
Yes.
Is buffet.
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 Not buffet.
No. But I'm not done yet. You would understand shortly.
Okay.
Buffet is actually the American pronunciation.
Oh, okay.
So if you say buffet, that's an American pronunciation. But, because we're doing British English, we say buffet.
So Warren Buffet or Warren Buffett.
His name is Buffett, isn't it?
Okay.
I am getting there.
Okay, sir.
But all I've talked about is the noun. And because we know the distinction between nouns and verbs, I am not going to go into what constitutes a verb and what constitutes a noun.
Okay.
But if we're to use it as a verb, it will be buffet.
Ah.
Yes.
So as a noun, it is what?
Buffet.
And as a verb,
Buffett.
So as a noun, Warren Buffett. No, Warren Buffet.
No, so he is Warren Buffett. Leave his name like that.
Okay.
But I mean, because most of the times we actually use it as a noun, keep this in mind. It's a buffet. If you want to say it right.
I went to the buffet to eat the buffet.
No. So you went to the buffet.
To eat the buffet.
To have lunch.
Okay.
Charlie, yes, it's the reason we help you understand.
Thank you for teaching us something
that is
new
how
today.
To say it right.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, which means we can get into the papers.
Yes.
Lots of stories here. The newspaper review brought to us by Syntex Stang Strong, tough, Access Bank more than banking, and Kel Chaco toothpaste, happy smile. What's in the papers, Kojo?
I'll start with the news center.
Okay.
Women in poultry, FSRP to serve free grilled chicken to promote local poultry. FSRP is the Food Systems Resilience Program of the World Bank, being implemented with MOFA. There's a photo of the governor of the Bank of Ghana and the finance minister on the front page with the IMF MD, and the caption says, IMF chief praises Dr. Forson for economic reform efforts. Political parties to demonstrate against CJ suspension. Okwe report findings reviewed and revoked Tokonu's suspension. This is the GBA.
Now, the Business and Financial Times comes with a story that I know you'd be interested in. It says, is new tour boss define president's directive? You know, the executive secretary to the president had indicated that there would be no extension of contract for persons who are retiring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to the story, revenue performance seeing downward trends and concerns mount over non-compliance with president's directives. And it will surprise you, Kojo. I have seen letters where people who retired on the 26th of March,
mm-hmm.
attaining the age of 60 this year,
mm-hmm.
have had their contracts renewed on the 1st of April, which is supposed to be a holiday, actually, effective 1st April. I'll just share with you this letter.
April was a holiday?
Hey,
1st May. You mean 1st May?
See, I actually thought 1st.
Which is Thursday.
Yeah, which is
Thursday.
Thursday.
Looking forward to the holiday already.
I'm looking forward to that. 1st April. So this one says, which is not a holiday, I beg your pardon. It says, the contract employee who retired on the 26th of March 2025 has, at the request of TOR, agreed to be engaged in as office supervisor in the managing director's office on contract for a period of 1 year, effective 1st April 2025 to March 30, 2026. You shall be compensated with a contract sum of 18,659 Ghana cedis, 99 pesos.
So the president says we should not give people contracts, and TOR is giving people contracts. Have they sought any special permission from the presidency to do that?
According to the story, no.
Now, you know, when it comes to contracts and all these things, the biggest industry for that is the education industry.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a lot of the old Gs, old lecturers and old researchers get contract renewal. Some of these people would only lecture for just a day and be doing other things within the institution. Is it that our educational system, after all the Ghana scholarship, secretariat scholarships we've given to people to go and study abroad, after all the master's programs we have here, all the PhDs we have here, it's not getting younger people to take over from these older lecturers?
Kojo, well, I get,
because that is the biggest industry for these
I'll get
contracts.
to that shortly,
Mm-hmm.
because there are younger ones.
Okay.
But within certain fields where you are expected to mentor young ones, you can maintain. So there's that, dispensation for the teachers.
Yeah.
So that is done, and that is how come even with the teachers, up to 65, then eventually to 70 if you're a professor.
Yeah.
But for me, the fact that in an institution like TOR, a supervisor in the managing director's office,
that role there.
So because of that, Dr. Yusuf Suleiman, who is acting MD, extends contract. And not long ago there was this whole conversation about TOR having made profit of 2.9 million.
Yeah.
That was in February.
Supervisor in the MD's office.
In March, TOR actually made their total sales amounted to some $2.5 million. Now, what is happening is that in April, so far, from what I see so far, they're not doing well. They're making less than $1 million.
We need to put our lenses on TOR.
Exactly.
And a business also like GNPC as well.
Mm-hmm.
Those businesses can change a lot when it comes to our energy sector. So we need to put our lenses on those businesses to ensure they do the right things.
And we're going to be doing that. We're going to be following up on TOR because we believe that a lot of things must change at that entity. Anyway, let's get into other stories.
The new finder. Okay, so we did the news center earlier. Mm-hmm. This is the new finder. IMF projects 4% growth rate for Ghana in 2025. Richard Ni Amakwe set to retire and showcase true African identity. This is YEA talking about.
Somebody's going to retire. When I was when I was at the university, my plan was to retire at 40.
Yes, and eat what? You want to retire at 40 and eat what?
Now you understand.
Yes.
But some people can do that. I mean, you can do that. Recently, we've been trying to understand the Gen Zs. And
You want to retire at 40 and eat
no,
what?
past 40, I'm still here.
Let me tell you why you can't retire early. Look at even our presidents. When they cannot. We want to retire and eat what?
Yes, so I'm still on course. That was
even the older politicians can't retire for the younger ones to govern the country.
Well,
you are not making any money. You want to retire?
Oh, I said when I was young
at the
university, my plan 40 years retirement. You know when my colleagues used to say, "Well," I said, by 40 I retire."
Oh, but by 50, they let's retire.
Oh, 50 is
by 50,
50 is attainable. 50 is attainable.
Yes, as Akoto said. Obi 50 and now Boma no. 50.
Oh no, 50 is
yes, 50
we are working towards 50. Now the Daily Graphic says Boku conflict is a national wound. Let's treat it with urgency. That's UEW Chancellor. So the Chancellor of the University of Education, Nenyi Gate, the 7th is appealed to the government and other actors in Boku conflict to pursue efforts towards lasting peace with urgency. Over 50,000 teachers receive promotions. Kennedy Japan urges amnesty for former party members. He's also joined the thank you tour. Yes, he wants to be president, so you don't let someone go and you stay in Accra. So he's also on the tour. IMF chief praises Ghana's latest economic reform efforts. Economic diplomacy. Ghana's under 15 girls win CAF Africa Schools Football Championship.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. And they'll receive a cash prize of $300,000.
Nice.
Oh, that's good for the young girls. Oh, that's good. We should train them.
So from under 15 they go to under 17, under 19, then they progress out to Black Queens and win as the World Cup. You know.
Yeah. Back page also, Coach Zito off to winning start with fantabulous Asante Kotoko. Yes, and so Kotoko beat Ghana.
So you sacked your other coach and the new one got a win for you.
Yes. Karim Zito.
Yes,
He's the man.
Yes.
Karim Zito is the man.
Fabulous.
The best.
Let's go to the Ghanaian publisher. Arrogance, cost of living, sunk NPP. This is Dr. Baumia speaking during the thank you tour. 4 parties to demonstrate against CJ suspension. Catherine Afeku is on the front page. Afeku fires up Tescon to lead NPP's comeback. And huge attendance at second Ofie Market Days. Samia Oku pledges loans extension services. This market day interests me because it's in my area where I farm. And last month they organized one. It was big. And on Saturday they organized one. It was bigger. Even though it rained, a lot of farmers and a lot of people went there to farm. And this is enabling the space. So congrats to Samia Oku and the team that is behind this market day.
Kojo, one of the reasons I always advocate a business retention and expansion program in this country is that certain businesses only need markets to thrive. Others need advisory services. Some would need funds. Some would need capacity building. But when you know what the needs of the businesses are, is how you can help them. Unfortunately, all we do is to say government is set up this and that's the end of it. The districts must have business retention and expansion units or business advisory services units within the districts and actually find out the businesses within the district, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and how they can assist them. So today, the Ofie market doing well because for some businesses, all they need is the market.
The Kojo people also organize Kojo Business Forum, Ashanti First, Impoho Business.
Yes, we are
whatever.
thinking about it.
Then we keep growing.
Have one.
The interesting thing with the districts, what you are saying, if you read the composite budgets of the districts and the medium-term development frameworks of the various districts, they do an economic analysis of the districts. So let's say Saboba district, we do A, B, C, D. This district, we do that. That just remains literature. But the structures to be built around that literature to enable the growth, you hardly find them. So who is the district economic officer? Who is the district business development, whatever? Where is that office where if I'm a person within the district and I have maybe 1 million cedis and I want to, or a person outside the district, I walk to this office and you have all the data, you can do all the hand holding to enable me to set up and employ people. We need to do better in that regard.
Yes, and the Ghanaian Times says localizing natural resources exploration management framework out soon. President Mahama, philanthropist, donates 200,000 to Akosombo Dam flood victims. Grant amnesty to dismissed aggrieved NPP members, Kennedy and Japan. And soldiers allegedly opened fire on mourners, killing one and injuring 3 others. So we're told that a solemn funeral procession turned into a scene of horror when soldiers in a military vehicle allegedly opened fire on a group of mourners on their way to the cemetery, killing one of them and injuring 3 others near Nyinehin in the Etrima Mponia district in the Ashanti region. And we're told that the incident occurred around 11 a.m. on Thursday when soldiers in a military vehicle with the registration number here 723 GA39 accosted that mourner. Sad one.
Very sad one. Now let me go to the center spread of the news center, Winston. There's a big issue in this country. A lot of people owed by the states are saying that they are not being paid. Institutions are not getting their funds released to them. There's also the issue of DDEP and investors we owe. Now, the finance minister has unveiled plans to tackle 2024 payables. And the story in the center spread of the news center says the finance minister, Dr. Atuforsen, has outlined a comprehensive plan to investors aimed at addressing the country's large accumulation of government payables in 2024. Now, at the heart of the plan is a government-commissioned audit of all outstanding payables and commitments. The Ministry of Finance has engaged the Auditor General alongside 2 independent audit firms for an intensive 8-week review. And my question on this, if we relate it to some of the trending stories, especially the YEA-Zoomlion payments, is this part of it? Are we going to audit some of those contracts we have, some of those outstanding payments? And how are we going to ensure fiscal discipline going forward?
You know, Kojo, as a student of local government, local governance and local economic development, one of the things I've been concerned about is the interference in our local government administration by politicians. Look, Professor Kwame Nahoy, in one of his essays, said Ghana was practicing a central government supply-driven decentralization. I repeat for purposes of emphasis, central government supply-driven decentralization.
So we are running a procurement economy.
That's all we do.
Not a production economy.
That is all we do.
Now can I say, central government-driven supply.
Supply-driven. Supply, no. A procurement. That's all we do in this country.
So it's like a Bakola government, turn-on-turn government.
Because you see, there you are. You look at the fact that even though and the pillars of fiscal decentralization, you're looking at assignment of expenditure, assignment of revenue, assignment of government transfers, and you're looking at borrowing. Unfortunately for us, what we have actually done is that as part of our Local Governance Act, we have put in there a caveat that says the minister can actually procure sometimes on behalf of the districts. So what we have seen is that the ministers through the Common Fund Secretariat would engage in procurements and compel district assemblies to pay. So before they even receive their common funds, a huge part of that has been paid to somebody.
Yeah.
Now, how is it possible that the government decides that I am going to procure, say, excavators, bulldozers, en bloc for all assemblies?
So the excavators we bought for John Dumelo's constituency, Ayawaso West for gone. No? Where are we going to use them? That constituency has all the roads. So
you see,
how are we?
But you see, and that's the problem. So today, then you have YEA deciding that they have actually gotten people to go to districts, and then they'll be paid for by the state.
Yes, 45,000 people, and we pay consistently every month. And that story, I'm looking for the story in the newspapers, but I can't find it anywhere in the newspapers. So we may have to go online to find that particular story of YEA and the Zoomlion payments. Over the weekend, the CEO for the YEA, Malik Basintali, said that they are going to look into that contract and the payments. And there's a lot that has happened over the weekend with respect to sanitation. If you remember, last week, Parliament's Committee on Sanitation also admonished the government or the state to consider giving 50% of the petroleum, the sanitation and pollution account from ESLA to pay Zoomlion, basically, because they were saying that Zoomlion is owed some amount of money, about 1.3 billion cedis, and that they were urging the government to pay, and that we should also take 50% of that amount and invest in pollution. Now, Winston, I've been looking at the ESLA reports. For the fact that we don't have enough time, I'll just share the excerpt from the 2024.
We'll come back to it.
ESLA
Share that
report.
one and we'll come back to it.
It says payment for the maintenance and of major landfill sites and other waste treatment plants and facilities from the sanitation and pollution account amounted to 505 million Ghana cedis in 2024, compared to 305 million Ghana cedis in 2023. So between 2023 and 2024, we spent over 800 million to manage major landfill sites and other waste treatment plants. The question is, which landfill sites? Which waste treatment plants? What activities was the 800 million used for? What activities used for the landfill sites and the waste treatment plants? What volumes of waste went into the waste treatment plants? What were they treated into? Okay, that is number one. Now, if you look at the breakdown, Winston, you would see that we released 452 million Ghana cedis in 2024, and they give us the breakdown quarterly. And all this money, according to the report, was released. Now, design and re-engineering of solid waste and disposal facilities, we spent 74 million. We spent 100 million in 2023 on air quality and pollution, 100 million Ghana cedis.
How did we do that?
Now, if you look at between 2016 to 2024, we spent an amount of about 1.5 billion Ghana cedis out of the sanitation and pollution account on air quality and pollution, designing, construction and re-engineering of solid waste and disposal facilities, disinfection and fumigation, 95 million. Okay, and maintenance and management of major landfill sites and other waste treatment plants and facilities, 1.2 billion.
Which entity manages these landfill sites?
That's a good question. So we are spending this amount of money. Parliament's Committee on Sanitation is telling us that we are not paying the companies enough and a certain company enough. Recently, Ministry of Environment also gave companies grants to manage plastic waste. And these grants have been given over the years. We also have the plastic waste import levy and all. So where does all the money go to? And all these monies that we are being told has been spent, who takes the money? What is it used for?
Kojo, hold your fire, because you have to come back to it for me. Let's get into the online news review brought to us by Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Goil Good Energy, Goil. Yenda.
Yes, and let me go online. Let me go to my Joy Online. Lots of stories. Okay, so yes. Top story, Ghana IMF program on track, but future reforms will be the true test, says the mission chief. Support for military intervention grows among Ghanaians. This is according to Afrobarometer. And Ghana will face economic challenges if it ends IMF program in 2026, Prof. Boateng speaking. And Asante Hene to lead critical Boko peace talks as it resumes today. So the Boko peace talks resume today in Kumasi. So that's my Joy Online. Let me go to the other platforms. I'll bring you headlines from City Newsroom. Asante Hene resumes Boko conflict mediation today. Mahama to launch a Jumura program today. Government exceeds Treasury bill target by 550 million Ghana cedis. And there's also the story of Baumia blaming everyone but himself for MPP's defeat. That is Omane Boama. And Ofosu Dote is urging an anti-money laundering training for lawyers. So these are some of the stories on citynewsroom.com. Winston.
Great. Let's say good morning to our friends at Zenith Bank.
Yes, and Zenith Bank is giving you the experience of easy banking with Zenith Bank. You enjoy 24-hour access to Zenith Bank's secure digital banking channels from the comfort of your home office or wherever you are. And you can also make quick and easy payments with your Zenith Bank MasterCard, Visa card, or EasyPay GH Dual Card. Or you can simply use the Zenith Bank Ghana mobile app, Zenith Internet Banking, or dial *966# to manage your account, buy data and airtime. Charlie, no stress, no long waits, just smooth, secure and instant banking at your fingertips with Zenith Bank. Enjoy a full bouquet with Zenith Bank in your best interest.
And it's now time for the BBC News, brought to us by Fidelity Bank.
Added uncertainty around trade tariffs, we ask how and if Europe can catch up.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Coming up from the BBC World Service, The Interview, conversations with people shaping our world. With me, David Brown, producer of the BBC's Trump, the First 100 Days. For this episode of The Interview, I speak to Kurt Volker, former US ambassador to NATO, who previously served as Donald Trump's special representative for Ukraine. Ambassador Volker gives me his assessment of the extraordinary pace of change since the start of Mr. Trump's second term and the driving force behind his reforms.
He wants to make America great again, which means economic strength, vitality, jobs, the number one dominant military power in the world. That's what matters to him.
We hear the inside story on the explosive press conference with the Ukrainian president and whether Mr. Trump will defy the US Constitution and attempt to run for a third term. Kurt Volker. Hear more on The Interview after the news.
This is Danielle Yawowiecka with the BBC News. Hello. Vladimir Putin has thanked the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un for providing troops to help Russia fight Ukraine. Hours earlier, Pyongyang admitted for the first time it had deployed soldiers to the conflict. It said it had helped, in its words, to liberate the Russian region of Kursk. A spokesman for South Korea's defense ministry, Jeon Ha-kyu, condemned Pyongyang's actions.
북한군이 우크라이나 전쟁에 가담한 것은
North Korea's participation in the war in Ukraine is a clear violation of the UN Charter and Security Council resolutions and constitutes an illegal act. North Korea's official acknowledgement of this involvement is in itself an admission of a criminal act. In response, our military strongly condemns these inhumane and illegal acts, together with the international community.
Western officials believe at least 1,000 North Korean soldiers have been killed in Ukraine. Canadian police have charged the man accused of carrying out Saturday's car ramming attack at a street festival in Vancouver with 8 counts of murder. Police say Kaiji Adam Lowe had a history of mental health problems. From Vancouver, here's Reagan Morris.
He's 30 years old. He's from Vancouver. I just saw a local reporter showing images of police conducting this is not verified, it was from a local reporter, saying they've got a search warrant for his home and are going through there. He is someone who was very known to police. They consistently said throughout, since this happened Saturday night, since the rampage attack, that they believe it's not terrorism, that he was not specifically targeting the Filipino community.
A month after the powerful earthquake which struck Myanmar and Thailand, the UN is warning that millions of people are still not getting the help they need. Around 3,800 people were confirmed killed in Myanmar. Jonathan Head has more details from Bangkok.
Very few UN agencies or other aid workers are able to get substantial amounts of aid in there. There are many areas the military is not allowing them to access because they're under the control of the insurgents. There's a chronic lack of medication, there's a chronic lack of shelter, there's a chronic lack of food. Hygiene is critical now. You've got tens of thousands of people displaced, living by the rivers. There is no secure water supply at all. The UN estimates now that more than 4 million people are in urgent need of help just to access clean water for drinking and for washing.
The International Court of Justice in The Hague will begin public hearings today that examine Israel's legal obligations to provide humanitarian aid to Palestinians in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. Almost 40 countries will be involved. Last year, Israel in effect banned the UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees from operating in Gaza. BBC World News. The Houthis in Yemen say a US airstrike in Sadr in the north of the country has killed at least 30 people. Houthi-controlled TV said a detention centre housing African migrants was hit. Earlier, the Houthis said US strikes on the capital Sana'a killed at least 8 people in the Takban area, including women and children. A BBC investigation has identified members of the Kenyan security forces who fatally shot protesters in Nairobi last June. Demonstrations against a proposed government finance bill spiralled out of control when thousands of young people flocked to Parliament before a final vote was due to take place. 23 people are reported to have been shot dead by the security forces. Renako Selina reports.
More than 100,000 people, angry at proposed tax hikes, took part in the protest. We analysed more than 5,000 videos and photos taken that day to identify who fired the fatal shots. One police officer is heard shouting the word kill seconds before Erickson Matisia and David Chege were killed. We've identified him and another officer who fired those fatal shots, as well as the soldier who shot Eric Shieni. The Kenyan Defence Forces said they hadn't received a request to investigate their personnel and remained committed to upholding the law. Kenyan police said it would support any investigation but couldn't investigate itself.
Reports from South Korea say a student with a knife has attacked people at a high school in Cheongju. 6 people were injured, including a teacher. 10 people will go on trial in Paris today, accused of stealing $10 million worth of jewellery from Kim Kardashian. The American reality star was the victim of a violent hold-up at a luxury hotel in the city 9 years ago. 2 men, masked and in police uniforms, broke into her room, tied her up and made off with an engagement ring given to her by her then-husband, Kanye West. And that's the latest BBC World News.
Makadi, when you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work, but you know it's at your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's at your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, anywhere I go, anything you do, I live for you. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. Oh, if I know I lay your side, fidelity.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo? Have you tasted it? No, but I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any questions. Hey, milk na chum say. This is Milo all in one. Milo pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo all-in-one already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
Paying or getting paid? Copper day for you.
Driver, I don't have cash on you.
Oh, madam, you can pay through Copper.
Oh, you use Copper too? That makes it easy.
Receive payment from your customers and make bulk payment in just a few clicks. Madam, I received the money.
Hello, Coffee.
Mom, you still haven't sent me the airtime.
Because internet is finished. My game.
I'm sorry, darling. Do that right away.
With Koba, you can send airtime to your friends and family and load data for some great entertainment.
Madam, here are the foodstuff.
Thank you.
You can use the short code *365# or the Koba mobile app to make your payment.
Get a designated short code today and start receiving payment with real-time visibility into all your payments with Koba. Pay your suppliers and staff in just a few clicks. For more information, call 0200-404010.
Koba there, you click pew
and you hear pew pew. Transaction done.
Koba, our life simplified.
You are starting life, you want financial freedom, you know where to go. For your child's education, financial freedom, we got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits, Old Mutual, your preferred insurer, Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302-680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7.
Joy, 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 sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah, wake up to joy. joy in the morning. Yeah, if you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning on the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning.
The ambassador.
Bazaule.
Blitz, the ambassador.
The now award-winning, globally recognized movie producer, director,
the ambassador,
who recently directed the movie with Oprah and all those things.
Yes. Blitz, the ambassador.
I know his sister.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Blitz, the ambassador.
Bazaole.
Yeah. Charlie, it no be easy.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the good old days.
For this year's Black Star experience, people like Blitz should be highlighted, and we should use his networks in Hollywood to even bring more people.
Yeah.
Yes. Blitz the ambassador.
Anyway.
Charlie,
but his rap was dope.
Yes, and Obrafo was also Charlie.
Oh no, Obrafo.
We near pay and yes, and you Kimpri rap.
I have a friend. He's ever. His name is Elom Alipo.
Yeah.
Call him fella. He says, I know they understand trio, but when I hear this guy in song, I feel say they talk sense.
Yeah, they talk sense.
Right from beginning to the end.
Yeah.
But coming up this morning here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM.
Let me state emphatically that I, as Malik Basentali, has not renewed any contract. And I have not also appended my signature to any contract with Zoomlion Ghana Limited. We are at the point of taking a decision. One, as to whether to review and amend the previous contract between Zoomlion Ghana Limited, who manages our sanitation model, or two, to entirely terminate the contract pending the board approval, or three, is to increase the basic salary. I shall not on any occasion negotiate any contract that will fall below the minimum wage.
So that's the CEO of the YEA, the Youth Employment Agency in the Republic of Ghana. Now, his comments come after lots of, conversation about the state, in fact, the plight of those under the sanitation model of the YEA.
Yeah.
And Kojo, we've been asking very critical questions. So let's go ahead again and let's look at how much funds have been released to us over the period and what these funds have been used for. Our friend Kwame Sow sent this message. Now, he says, what revenue did we earn from the recycling? Who benefited from the revenue? Those are very, very critical questions.
Yeah.
Because you just don't recycle. Right? You recycle into other things.
Yep.
So since the state is saying this is what we have used the money for,
yeah,
it will be important for us to know how much we got from the recycling.
So the world over, we have companies that are using waste as a byproduct, as a feed product actually. So these companies are sustainable businesses that are doing this and getting a profit, right? So in Ghana, if you are spending billions of Ghana cedis from different sources, because aside the sanitation and pollution levy in the ESLA, you also have the Ghana Plastic Waste Fund. You have other allocations that go into dealing with waste. If you are spending all these things on world-class facilities that are supposed to recycle waste into other products for export and local consumption, why do we consistently take the taxpayers' money to put in these businesses and really not see any return on the quality of the environment we have? Okay? And on our books.
Look, Kojo, I like the bit about the quality of the environment. And I'm sure if we asked all those listening to us over the country, the state of sanitation, wherever they are today, they'll come back with one report: poor.
Yeah.
So I ask, where does the money go? How is it possible that we've paid these funds to entities to provide us with good sanitation? Because the truth is, where I live, I pay for it.
Yeah.
So you say, where nobody will pay for it, you take care of it. But even then, I'll make a certain point. Look, Kojo, our district assemblies can manage this in a way where those who charge the zonings that they do, okay? So this waste management company is actually taking care of this zone. The amounts that we pay to those people, a percentage of it should even go into sweeping the streets, so that the government, because the truth is that the monies that are paid to these waste management companies, the district assemblies could tell them to use a percentage to make sure our streets are clean, and also ensure that people do the right things.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Look, years ago we're talking about the provision of dust waste bins, and that in itself became a contract again. And you see what I keep talking about, these waste bins. If you come to where I live, everybody has his waste bin. Beyond that, the district can make provisions for waste bins at vantage points. You must not deposit rubbish anywhere apart from the waste bin, and that is what the district must ensure is done.
Yeah.
Then once that is done, you realize that a lot of work would not be needed on our streets, because our streets will not be that dirty.
Yep.
So we move on. These are things we can do. I don't know why at every point in time we always want to fleece the nation by giving out so much money.
Centralized contracts.
Centralized contracts. Monies that we don't have. And yet, look, in my estate where I live, if the waste is collected every Wednesday, on Tuesday, you're told, oh, the driver will come to collect the waste. As part of the funds that are paid, waste collection, water, security is paid monthly. Those funds that are paid, after the collection of waste, there are people who come around, okay, and actually would wash even the dustbins and everything, and put them in front of your house again.
Exactly.
You come, you put it in your house, and then when it's a Tuesday night, you bring it out, and then the vehicle comes for it. If for any reason the waste truck cannot show up, it will be communicated to us. But the waste truck will not.
That is a system that respects its stakeholders.
Yes, the waste truck would not dare decide not to show up for 1 week. Because if it doesn't show up, it would have to go and hire another truck. Last time the waste truck was, he said the waste truck has developed a fault. We said, well, once payments have been made, the management of the estate must ensure that there's another waste truck to collect the waste.
Yeah.
It is that simple. Every month you make your payment, you know that it will be collected, and the districts are zoned for waste collection.
Exactly.
So what should be the problem?
So in every district you have the zonal areas.
Yeah.
So I live in Adenta, so I know the Bentana electoral area, this area, that area. So if you want to manage waste, you use the geography of the district and the zoning to have a strategy to make it work. Now we've centralized everything, and we are putting a lot of money in this, and we are not seeing any results. And Winston, the Ministry of Environment, now we don't have a Ministry of Sanitation, right? Ministry of Environment must tell us the state of our various landfill sites. They must tell us the state of the various so-called waste processing sites, plants that are taking all these funds to process waste, and give us enough details on how these funds are being spent and the returns we are getting from this.
Exactly, Kojo, and that's a conversation we'll have here on the Super Morning Show. Of course, we're also going to talk about
agriculture.
Agriculture, very crucial, very crucial. But hello there, grab the chance to win big in the Access Bank Fakito Abeji Kesie promo. Simply deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis into your new existing Access Bank current or savings account to join the promo. Increase it to 500 Ghana cedis or more and qualify for a draw for our young customer solo accounts. Spend 500 Ghana cedis or more with any Visa card after your 250 Ghana cedis deposit and qualify for a reward. The more you deposit, the higher chances of winning. Don't sit back, deposit now and stand a chance to win a share of over 500,000 Ghana cedis in cash and other amazing rewards like PS5, iPhone 16, Chromebook, and much more in our 4-month monthly mini draws and 2 mega draws. This promo runs from now till September 2025 in partnership with NLA on the Carters Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Join the Fakito Abeji Kesie train. Save now for the future and win big. For more information, visit our website ghana.accessbankplc.com or call toll-free 0800 004400. Access Bank, more than banking.
Let me tell you about Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment and furniture at affordable prices. They've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience. This one there, stay wherever you are, everywhere you go, and you shop. KingdomStoreOnline.com. You can shop there without any physical contact with any of their branches, and it is hassle-free. They will arrange delivery to your homes and offices within a reasonable time, and they offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions, however, apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability is their hallmark.
So let's talk water tanks, and I'm sure you know the secret to real water storage. It's simple. If your tank doesn't have the tortoise on it, then it's not the correct tank, okay? That's right. The tortoise tank, Syntex tank, is the champion of water tanks. It is strong and durable and built to handle our Ghanaian weather, rain or shine, okay? Syntex tank has your back. So my people, go outside, check your tank. If it doesn't have a tortoise on it, it's time to upgrade. Join the Syntex tank family today and enjoy water storage that's tough like a tortoise. Call 0244-335-168 to buy now or find one of our 400 agents nationwide. You can also shop online at syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, strong, tough. You know, whenever I do this, I remember my son. He says, one day I was at home and I was driving him to school. Daddy, does our tank have the tortoise on it?
Oh, Charlie, our children. You know, Winston, I don't know if Toyota took a cue from the victory and the excellence of Starlet 91 to name the Toyota Starlet the Starlet.
I am sure that's the inspiration.
Yeah, you know the saying that small in face but big in bones. That is what the Toyota Starlet is. It's a car that aligns with your ambition and it's sold by Toyota Ghana Company Limited. If you are looking for a car that you drive for comfort, if you are looking for a car designed to like if you crave beauty, performance and safety in one car, the Toyota Starlet delivers the perfect value for you. And it's a 5-seater saloon with ample legroom to minimize driving fatigue. And what I like about it is that it comes with a 1.5-liter engine and a McPherson's track suspension. It can deal with all roads, whether they are worthy or unworthy. The Starlet can deal with it. And it's a sleek vehicle. You'd love it. So rush to buy a Toyota Starlet from Toyota Ghana Company Limited and enjoy 1 year or 20,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, free service with an extended warranty of 5 years or 120,000 kilometers, whichever comes first. With a Toyota Starlet, your automobile dream becomes a reality, really. And so visit any Toyota Ghana showroom today and experience the Starlet drive. When you take it, go and drive on the Starlet 91 Avenue. Then you enjoy it better. So call them on 0302-429-80125 for further information. Terms and conditions apply. Ghana drives Toyota Starlet.
Well, have you heard the good news? SG Ghana is giving away lots of amazing prizes, including a brand new luxurious Toyota RAV4 Adventure in the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo. Simply deposit 500 Ghana cedis or multiples of it into your SG Ghana account and stand a chance of winning big. Non-customers can open an account to participate. So from now till the 30th of May 2025, you can win amazing prizes, including trips to Singapore, Dubai, Samsung mobile phones, air fryers, microwaves, TVs, or the ultimate prize, a brand new Toyota RAV4 from Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Minia will be Trust 7 wine. So the more you deposit, the better your chance of winning. So join the SG Ghana Deposit and Drive promo today. Visit your nearest branch or call 0302-214-314 for further inquiries. This room is regulated by NLA on the Carters Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
And if you win that car, you have to put in the new Excellion formula from Total Energies. It has a 3-in-1 power and gives you It cleans your engine, it extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. And it also have the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives. So the Excellium new formula lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption and reduces your CO2 emissions. You will drive, sir, with the Excellium new formula. So experience it with Total Energy's Excellium new formula. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
And from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we're here for your journey. Every goal deserves the chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We're here for your journey. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
Now I'll tell you about MNC Group Global, your number one partner in real estate, minerals trading and export, logistics and food commodity trading. With their global presence, they connect markets that drive business growth with tailor-made solutions to meet your needs. So if you want to go into real estate, minerals trading, logistics and food commodity trading, talk to MNC Group Global. Trust them to maximize your value in every deal. Reach them at mncgroup@mncgroupgh.com. MNC Group, totally reliant.
Great. Sports birthday messages, food for thought after these messages.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
It's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Shout! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
Mom, please can I have some milk in my Milo? Have you tasted it? No, but I didn't see you add milk. Hey, taste it before you ask me any question. Hey, milk na chum say. This is Milo all in one. Milo pampa, cocoa, malt, milk and show, everything is inside.
Milo All-in-One already comes with more milk. Just mix with water and taste the nourishing goodness of quality cocoa, malt, and more milk all in one sachet. Milo, the energy to go further.
This advert is FDA approved.
Right, so welcome back and thank you very much for staying with us. Time now for birthday messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. And we just do one birthday message. This one says, a chaotic 40th birthday to Esther Jima Tete of Empraise Incorporated. God honor and favor you exceptionally all the days of your life. We'll do more of the messages later on the show, which means we can now bring you the Sports Center, which is brought to us by MTN. Everywhere you go. Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. And Franco Trading, still phone papa perfect. FPAC blows your pain away, and the football season, is heating up. So catch every thrilling moment of the FA Cup, the Europa, and the Champions League finals live and in HD this April and May on DSTV. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
And Franco is your home of mobile phones, accessories, and electronic devices. You can buy your Nokia, Samsungs, iPhones, smart TVs, your Franco air conditioners, chest freezers and refrigerators, washing machines, microwaves, blenders, and a whole lot more. If you need CCTV cameras, you need to talk to Franco. And they are giving you 40% discounts if you buy on their digital platforms. Up to 40% discount if you buy on their digital platforms. So call them on the official numbers 0246422338, 0302225651, or download the new Franco Trading app. It's just Franco on Google Play Store, or you can visit francotrading.com for more. Franco, still phone papa fear.
And Yellow Ghana, it is exciting news for everyone looking to join the MTN family or grab an extra MTN SIM. All MTN SIM cards are available for the incredible price of just 10 Ghana cedis. Yes, you heard right, only 10 Ghana cedis. So head down to any MTN service center, Connect store, or your nearest authorized community shop to take advantage of this fantastic offer. Remember, to purchase your new SIM card and get connected, all you need to bring is your valid Ghana card. It's that simple. Don't buy your SIM anywhere else for more than 10 Ghana cedis. So, what are you waiting for? Experience the most amazing network when you join the Yellow family today.
And as Standard Chartered, we believe it's essential to take the right steps towards achieving financial stability. Now is the perfect opportunity to set your financial goals and start on the right path. An input from a professional can always make the difference for you. As Standard Chartered Wealth Management Limited company, you have access to a wide range of investment options that offer you monthly and half-yearly interest payments through diversified investment portfolios. So call them on 0233 000041 or 0200 127 755, or visit them on the 4th floor of the Opebia House at Airport, Accra today. It's time for
the Joy Sports Center.
And Achu is here.
Yes.
Achu! People did it to us again.
Yeah, they did it. It's the morning after Liverpool's 20th Premier League title, and that's how we welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center. Coming up today.
Precious moments. These are glory days. Unbreakable. Unstoppable, unshakable. Arne Slot's Liverpool have reached the promised land. Liverpool confirm mathematically what we've all known now for several months. They are the 2024-25 Premier League champions.
Liverpool crushed Tottenham Hotspur to be confirmed Premier League champions with 4 games to spare, equaling Man United's record of 20 league titles. In Spain, Barcelona, they are Copa del Rey champions after beating Real Madrid again in the final. These and more to come in the next 10 minutes. But let's begin from home, where President of the Ghana Football Association, Kojo Kreku, he was appointed the second CAF Vice President on Saturday. Razak Musbao has more in these reports.
Following the CAF Executive Committee meeting in Accra earlier on Saturday, Ghana Football Association President Kojo Kreku was unveiled as the newly appointed second Vice President of the Confederation of African Football. His appointment was announced by CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe during a press conference at the Kempinski Gold Coast Hotel.
And our second vice president is homegrown. One of our most outstanding and has made enormous to football in Ghana and on the African continent. And we are so proud that, when I arrived here, Ghana didn't have a vice president. When I'm leaving here, Ghana has a second vice president. Our brother Kurt, who is president of football.
Mr. Ketu Kreku, who was elected unopposed onto the CAF Executive Committee in March, succeeds Ahmed Yaya and becomes the second Ghanaian after Kwesi Nyantakyi to rise to the prestigious position within Africa's football governing body. He joins Morocco's Fawzi Legia, who has been appointed as first vice president, replacing Senegal FA president Augustin Senghor. Gabon's Pierre Alain will serve as third vice president, while DR Congo's Bestine Kazadi and Mozambique's Faisal Sidat have been named as fourth and fifth vice presidents, respectively.
Meanwhile, at the Accra International Conference Center, Richard Akpokabi was elected president of the Ghana Olympic Committee, succeeding Ben Nuno Mensah for the next 4 years. I was at the elective Congress, and here's my report.
Saturday's victory was a remarkable turnaround for Akpokabi, who 4 years ago missed out on the presidency by 7 votes. Speaking to the press, Akpokabi shared what his priorities will be.
Athlete empowerment, welfare of athletes is important. The athletes have no voice as of now in our governance structure. This cannot go on. It must change. The athletes must be heard. Their voices must be heard at Congress, on the executive board, and at committees. We are here because of the athletes. They must be heard. Secondly, gender. The women must be empowered, must build their capacity so that there will be many more women involved in decision taking as well.
Akpokabi will be assisted by baseball president Enes Danso, who is now the third vice president of the Ghana Olympic Committee. He joins Malco Afajinu and Frederick Otulati, the first and second vice presidents, as Akpokabi's deputies. There was disappointment for the Ghana Football Association's General Secretary, Prosper Harris-Senado, who missed out on the GOC board as George Lamte, Delphina Quay, Kamal Sule, Richmond Kwaku, and George Tete all secured slots on the newly constituted 5-member board. Meanwhile, Ghana Swimming General Secretary Mohamed Muniru has also been elected as the new GOC General Secretary. There was another slim win for badminton president Evans Yeboah, who is now the treasurer of the GOC after winning by a 3-vote margin. He pulled 30 votes to win ahead of Tennis Federation boss Isaac Abuajidua. He'll be assisted by Edward Nidlante Bannerman. Meanwhile, Sports Minister Kofi Adams, who graced the occasion, charged the new leadership to serve with diligence.
President, elections are over, and what is now is leadership. And so, as much as possible, let's try and be blind to who said what and didn't say what in the course of the journey towards this point. Sports, and for that matter, Olympic and non-Olympic sport, is what should be the order of the day.
Look, the weekend was super busy for sports in Ghana because while that event and the CAF events were also going on, we had the under-15 boys and girls schools competition organized by CAF. And Ghana's under-15 girls, they were crowned CAF African champions after beating Uganda by 2-0 in the final at the University of Ghana Stadium on Saturday. They earned $300,000 as prize money with a check handed over to them by President John Dramani Mahama. The boys also beat Uganda by 2-1 to win bronze and took home $150,000 as prize money. Lawrence Bedu has more in this report.
History it is for Ghana's U15 girls as they became champions of the African Schools Football Championship on home soil. Goals from Belinda Kente and Daniela Abbas did the magic for Joyce Boateng Ejay's side as they became the first girls team to win the competition on home soil. Crowning moment as well for Team Ghana's girls because Jennifer Ewuku, who scored 3 goals in this competition, was named the player of the girls edition. Defending champions South Africa were able to claim bronze medal in the 3rd place playoff as they came from a goal down to beat Morocco. Disappointed after their semi-final loss on Friday, Ghana's boys team were able to recover from that defeat and beat Uganda to clinch bronze medal at the competition. Good moment for Tanzania's boys team because they become the first team to do back-to-back in the competition after beating Senegal on penalties with a 3-2 score. A week long of girls and boys football and other capacity building workshop for young talent from the continent. But that will be it all from the University of Ghana Sports Stadium and from myself, Lawrence Digas-Beidu for Joy Sports.
Well, let's review the Ghana Premier League then, shall we? Because league leaders, Bibiani Gold Stars, they suffered a damaging 2-0 loss to Vision FC in Tema, but they remain top with 53.2 ahead of Nations FC, who lost by a goal to 0 away to Brecum Chelsea. Bundle Hearts of Lions, they are now third with 50 points following a 1-0 win over relegation-threatened Legon Cities, who are second from bottom with 25 points. Karim Zito got off to a winning start as Kotoko interim coach with a 1-0 win over Indiana Stars at the Bavaria Stadium, but remained fourth with 50 points. Hatzabuk, they got free 3 points from Nsawatreman, who have withdrawn from the league but are set with 45 points, 8 away from the top. Elsewhere, Karela lost to Dreams FC by 2-1. Mediama beat Young Apostles by 3-0. Samatex, 96 defending champions, also beat Basake Holy Stars by 3-0. In the bottom half of the table, Karela are 16th, I beg your pardon, with 29 points, followed by Legon Cities on 25, and Nsawatreman, who have withdrawn from the competition and are relegated. Elsewhere on the continent, Mamelodi Sundowns upset Al Ahly to reach the CAF Champions League final following a 1-1 draw, progressing on away goals rule. Ahly have since sacked their head coach Marcel Kola. Sundowns will face Pyramid to beat Orlando Pirates by 3-2 over the 2 legs. Tomorrow, we'll be bringing you our UCL series with Arsenal versus PSG at the Palms by Eagles in Osu. And then on Wednesday, we'll be at the HR residence in Dansoman for the Barcelona versus PSG tie. You can join us at these venues as we build up to the final viewing party at the Aviation Social Center with the Hits FM Rep Your Jersey. Let's now take a wrap of the performance of Ghanaian players abroad.
Mohamed Kudus scored his first goal for West Ham in 4 months against Brighton, the same opponents he last scored against, but his effort was not enough as the Hammers lost 3-2 in the Premier League fixture. Kudus now has 4 goals and 3 assists in 31 appearances this season. Antoine Semenyo, who is reportedly admired by Man United manager Ruben Amorim, scored a brilliant goal for Bournemouth in a 1-1 draw against the Red Devils. Semenyo, who has 11 goals and 6 assists this season, has now moved above Michael Essien into 5th place on the list of Ghanaians with the most goals in the Premier League with 18. Kamaldeen Sulemana played 78 minutes for relegated Southampton in a 2-1 loss to Fulham, while Jordan Ayew came off the bench in the second half of Leicester City's 3-0 defeat to Wolves. In Ligue 1, Andre Ayew came off the bench for Le Havre for the final 24 minutes in a 1-1 draw against Monaco. In the Belgian Pro League, Lawrence Adjekum provided his second assist of the season for Cercle Brugge in a 3-1 win over St. Trojan. Compatriot Abu Francis also featured for Brugge. In the Turkish Super League, Emmanuel Boateng provided an assist for Gaziantep in a 3-1 loss to Fenerbahce.
Well, in England, Liverpool, they rolled back from a goal down to thrash Tottenham Hotspur by 5-1 and wrap up the Premier League title in style yesterday at Anfield with 4 games to spare. The Reds have now equaled Man United's record haul of 20 top flight titles. Liverpool have got 82 points from 34 games played, with Arsenal in second with 67. Arne Slot, who's just the 5th manager in history to win the Premier League title in his first season, addressed a raucous Anfield crowd.
It feels great. But I don't think I want to say a lot. The only thing I can do now is I send my appreciation to Jürgen. So there we go. Jürgen! Yeah, it was. But I think before the game it was already clear that we couldn't lose this game. The way we arrived here with the bus, I think everybody who was sitting in the bus felt there's no way we're going to lose this game.
20 top flight titles, but only 2 in the Premier League era. That distinction is important. Thanks to you, Felix Remark. Elsewhere, Man City, they beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0 in the FA Cup semi-final and will face Crystal Palace in the final. Palace defeated Villa by 3-0 in Spain. Barcelona, they beat Real Madrid by 3-2 in extra time thanks to a stoppage time winner from Jules Koundé. Napoli, they also secured a 2-0 home win against Torino in Serie A to reclaim top spot with 4 games to go. They are top with 74 points, 3 points clear of defending champions Inter Milan, who were handed a 1-0 home defeat by AS Roma. And in the Joy Sports Centre.
Thank you very much. I know you're a Man United fan because of the way you talk about 2 in the Premier League. But let's not get into...
Is that the fact or not?
Oh, my brother. Let's go for food for thought, brought to us by Roverman Productions. Be the difference. And then Koba, our lives simplified. Uncle, good morning.
How are you, sir?
Yes, Uncle.
Are you giving congratulations to Liverpool?
Yes, congratulations to Liverpool.
Grudgingly.
I don't have a choice, do I? I'm a good sportsman, so I give credit where credit is due.
Against Nyefield.
Cry.
But congratulations to Liverpool, all the Liverpool fans. I'm looking forward to the day we can also congratulate Arsenal, and I pray that day will come soon.
Well, I pray that that day comes next month in the Champions League, except that, well, let's see. If they make it to the final, they can win it.
Yeah. Oh, and I have news. This Thursday, that's 1st May, we are taking my latest play, The X Factor, to Tema, Zoe Temple, ICGC, 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. It is at Tema IC, Zoe Temple, ICGC Zoe Temple. And for those in Tema, for those in Community 25 and thereabouts, Spinters Road, it's a good opportunity to see this play. Come to Tema. Join us at Zoe Temple.
Sure.
Winston, I am going to make a presentation this morning that I wished and prayed that I never had to do, but this is life. You deal with what life throws at you. So here goes. Last Thursday night at about 11:30 p.m., I lost one of my sons. His name was Ebenezer Kobna Yabua, but he was affectionately called KY. Patrons to my shows will know him very well. He had featured in over 20 of our 60 plays. He was the guy who played Charlie in Bananas and Granuts. He was an understudy to Andrew in the 4 play and played the role of the butler who turned out to be the owner of the hotel. He was a preacher in I Want to Feed You. And when we revived Unhappy Wives, Confused Husbands, he replaced Nia Kofi in the role of Kofi, the pampered son of the Efriye family. And the list of the plays he had featured in goes on and on. And in every role, I could count on KY giving me 110% effort. He was reliable and dedicated. He delivered results no matter how challenging the role was. In fact, some of the roles he got to play, he was not even in the original cast. But at the very last minute, a cast member, for one reason or the other, drops out. And I throw the challenge at him with sometimes just a week to production. And within 2 days, KY would have mastered the role. He was very gifted and made himself indispensable to our productions. He played every musical instrument except the guitar, the lead guitar. He played the keyboard with excellence. He was great with the bass guitar and fantastic with the drums. And he was also the one who composed most of our original songs that we use in our plays. He was versatile and multi-talented and a gift to me and to the team, and indeed to our patrons. He also became a huge support and encourager to cast members, even in plays he was not featured in. Now, after every production at the National Theatre, I hold a review with the cast and crew. And during the review, every member of the cast and crew shared their experiences through the process of the rehearsals and the production. And for almost all reviews over the last 5 years or so, several of the cast members will say, quote, KY has been an amazing help and support to me, end of quote. And then they will go on to talk about the ways he had been helpful to them. He came to work last Wednesday, and on Thursday, he called to ask to take the morning off to get some rest, since he knew that the weekend and this week were going to be very hectic and tight because of our tema production. On Friday morning at about 6 a.m., I was given the news that my son was gone. He had died at 11 p.m. at the hospital not too far from his home. KY's sudden passing reminds me of how fragile life is and how tomorrow is not promised to any of us. When he transitioned, and I prefer to use the word transition instead of death, because for the Christian, that is what death is, just a transition. So when he transitioned and the news hit social media, my email was flooded with messages from my team members, and they kept talking about our loss. Indeed, I began this presentation by saying I lost a son. But as I reflect on that, I realize how wrong it is to say we have lost anyone. You can only lose what you own, but we don't own anyone. In fact, we don't even own our own lives. Life is a gift and a trust from God, and he reserved the right to recall it any time of his choosing. And he makes nature prepare us for the possibility of he calling us home anytime with what happens to trees. Go under any tree, and you will find not just dry leaves that have fallen from the tree, but green leaves as well. You see, dry leaves fall, but green leaves also fall. KY was 42, and so I regard him as a green leaf. But life gives no guarantees. Tomorrow is not promised to any of us, young or old. Life is a gift and a trust. Without life, nothing else matters. And yet, most of us treat the gift of life as if it is not important. We take it for granted. If you have life, you are blessed, and everything else that comes after that is a bonus, and not as important as the life you have been gifted with. So, this is my message to you. Every day you wake up in the morning, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, because you have been blessed with the ultimate, and that is the gift of life. Let everything else become minor and inconsequential. My condolences to his widow, Pearl, and we call her Joa, and his children. My condolences also to his family and to his church, Tessano Baptist. And my condolences to members of the Roverman family. We thank God that we had the privilege and honor of knowing and working with one of the special vessels of God. And his name was KY. God willing, on Thursday, I'll bring you 10 lessons from the transition of my son, KY. Until then, make the most of the gift of life you have been blessed with today. And remember, God has not signed any contract with you or with me about tomorrow. This moment is all that we have. This moment is what is ours. Make the most of it. And how about you say? That is my presentation for this morning.
Thank you very much, Uncle, for joining us. Indeed, food for thought. God has no contract with us.
No, for tomorrow.
For tomorrow. And, as you presented, I've been very quiet listening to you. And, the good book says that when you have a chance to be at a party and at a funeral, you go to the funeral. So you would know how your end will be also. And today's message is only being a reminder of what waits for all of us.
Yes.
And so, thank you very, very much. I'm sure we'll learn the lessons and know that God has no contract with us for tomorrow. In His own time, He can decide to call us back to Him.
Yes.
And that will be it. Thank you very, very much, Uncle Ebo. And may the soul of KY rest in the bosom of the Lord. And his widow be comforted. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Winston. I cherish you, Winston. But you say no, I cherish you.
Uncle, it is well.
It is well, indeed.
Yeah. And that's food for thought this morning, brought to us by Roverman Productions, Be the Difference. And I've seen many of you sending messages asking whether it is true. Really, I can understand the disbelief, but that's the reality of life. Today we're here, all healthy. Tomorrow we're no more, and we're gone. And that'll take us to the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
To the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts. The IMF is rejecting warning that Ghana's program with the fund is under threat and risks ending without meeting critical targets. Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama has given assurance the city's days of excessive volatility against the dollar is coming to an end. The Ghana cedi has been stable against the US dollar, the longest in recent times. Government has recorded an oversubscription of its treasury bills after failing to meet its target in the previous auctions. According to auction results by the central bank, the government recorded an 18.23% oversubscription. And stock futures have edged lower ahead of a big week of earnings reports and macroeconomic data that will continue to paint an early picture of the US economy's response to President Trump's tariffs. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show. And female drivers are wanted in Accra. So a well-established company in Accra is hiring female drivers to operate their fleet of electric vehicles. If you're a confident, reliable, experienced lady driver with a valid driving license, have a minimum of SHS certificate and ready to be employed as a full-time driver, please call 0544 335685 0544 335685. And which means we can get interactive here on the Super Morning Show. Social media messages here on the Super Morning Show, brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa, and number 10 liver salt, a refreshing relief.
And every day people face different emergencies, police emergencies, fire emergencies, medical emergencies, you name them. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here is one you'd want to remember: *770#. Yes, *770# is the EcoBank Money Emergency number. It gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility bill payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more. You don't need internet for this. You just dial *770#. No need to panic in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Great. And Kojo.
Yes, boss.
So Thursday is 1st May.
Yes, sir.
Which means that 4th May is Sunday.
Yes.
And then the following week, on the 11th of May,
yes,
is Mother's Day.
Mother's Day, yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and we are going to celebrate Mother's Day.
Yeah, I will. I mean, well, my mother's birthday is actually on the 7th of May.
Ah, that's nice.
So it's on a Wednesday before Mother's Day. So we probably, maybe would visit her around Mother's Day.
You need to. You know, mothers have this thing they do. So over the weekend, I was having a conversation with my mom. because late last year I planted about 4,000 plantain suckers. Yeah, I got them from the Kajevi area. Lots of them, truckload. We planted them in the dry season, so most of them didn't do well. So the rains have started. I'm looking for suckers I'm not getting. And then she calls me out of the blue. You know, Saturday morning I was on Newsfile, and she listened. And then she called me, and then I'll TV no so say so tona o prepare ho ya say, oh ma, you know so to so. So how's the farm going? I said, oh, it's going well, but I'm looking for plantain suckers. She didn't say anything. This morning she calls me. She sent 9 sacks of plantain suckers via bus.
Wow.
That we should go and pick up. Those are things mothers do that fathers don't do. That's why this Mother's Day we are going to celebrate it giddy giddy. The Father's Day must learn. She didn't say anything. That I'll help you out. You see that thing? So this Mother's Day, giddy giddy giddy.
Can't we celebrate mothers without mentioning fathers?
Oh, fathers are great, but I'm saying those are some of the things mothers do that fathers don't do.
Well, we all look forward to Mother's Day and trust that your superstation is going to make this Mother's Day very exciting.
Yes.
You know how we do it all the time.
Started to susu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we started dropping. The alerts are coming. Put aside the Mother's Day funds because you have to chill and you have to ensure your mother, is celebrated. We all do a lot of in the course of the year for mothers, but Mother's Day is Mother's Day, so you have to do something extra. Just like we are all Ghanaians every day, by Independence Day we go extra. So Mother's Day there.
Mother's Day there's something extra.
More of him for mommy.
Okay, no fears. We'll do that. Don't worry. I mean,
we can actually, after the Mother's Day celebration that we are planning with listeners, we'll go and visit your mother, and then we'll use the Takwa Road to Sunyani, and then we hit Techiman and go and visit my mother.
That would be nice.
Mother's Day road trip.
That won't be bad, cry.
Yes.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. But I can wait for Mother's Day.
So Mother's Day is 11th May, right?
11th May.
Yeah, so people, please note it. 11th May is coming, Mother's Day. Clear your calendar.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Well, this one says, please wish my son Peter Korte Jr. of Startright Christian College a happy birthday. And it's coming from Professor Peter Korte.
Yeah.
And your mother to you, Peter Korte Jr. Happy birthday to you. Okay.
And a happy birthday to Remy Parker Edmondson. Also going out to Frank Owusu and formerly of Fox FM in Kumasi. Listeners listening on Love FM know Frank very well, one of the best sports guys we used to have in Kumasi. I don't know if he still does it. And today is the fisherman's birthday, Richard Kojo.
Oh, okay.
Today is his birthday.
Oh, fisherman. Kojo.
Yes.
Abu Isamoni says he's biased against fathers.
Yes.
Did he make a similar request to his father? Tell Kojo we the fathers are watching him.
Oh, Mankani is out. Okay, David, Mankani here. What I mean is that fathers are great, mothers are great, but mothers have this attitude of supplying when you don't ask. For fathers you usually have to ask, but mothers have that attitude. That is the extra sauce. Do you understand?
Let me say a happy 40th birthday to Eunice Odotai, Mrs. Eunice Odotai. She works with ASNK Limited. It's from AB to you. And good morning to my friend Uncle Lechu. He supports Arsenal. He tells me they are going to win the FA Cup. I don't know about that. They are going to win the Champions League. I don't know about that. But good morning, Uncle Lechu. I wish you well. I hope that you will not come back and be crying when Arsenal is eliminated or when they don't win. But I pray for you. Anyway.
And a belated happy birthday to Brad Johnny, John Wesley Donko Jr., my cousin. He introduced me to computers. He used to be the general manager for Franobet Computers at Afonkanta in Kumasi. He taught me computer software, hardware. Those times, DOS. You remember DOS? MS-DOS. And all that. Belated happy birthday to you. Yes. And this message here says, I request a birthday wish for Reverend Bernard K. Omari Kwachi, District Minister Sapiem and District Presby Church of Ghana. He's 50 years old. Also a belated one for Apostle Prince Apia Boateng, PCG Macedonia Congregation at Matayoko from Samolotri. And you've done the Professor Peter Korte one.
Okay, which means we can bring you big stories now. And Big Stories is brought to us by Telecel. Telecel, connecting energies.
And Telecel Cash is your secure and convenient cash platform. They are still offering you the lowest charges ever. Even better, if you send money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash, it's still free on the Telecel Play app. So whether you are paying school fees or sending cash to your favorite people, send the keke. Remember, you can make payment to all other networks anywhere. Anywhere cash transfer is accepted as a means of payment. So dial *110# or download the Telecel Play app today. Na send the keke Telecel. Yeah, so send the keke with Telecel. And Winston, let me go back to this birthday message because it's very important. 40, life begins at 40. So a special birthday, 40th one to Esther Jimatete of Praise Incorporated.
Oh,
God,
we did it during the birthday.
Yes, we did it, but I want to do it again. She didn't hear it.
Hey.
So I have to repeat. Repeat encore. Yes.
Repeat again.
Say it right. So happy birthday to you. 40th birthday to Esther Jimatete of Praise Incorporated. God honor and favor you exceptionally all the days of your life.
And of course, on Big Stories this morning, we've told you our focus is on agriculture. And
Yes.
we've tried lots of programs, policies. Really, what's being our reality? Well, our reality is where we are today. The fact that more has to be done.
Yeah.
And what more must we do?
Yes.
Is what we're going to be finding out.
So we talked to the CEO of GEPA this morning and the president of the Federation of Association of... So GEPA is Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They've worked hard over the years to ensure that there is growth in Agric, especially the non-traditional exports. And FAGE is the Federation of Association of Ghanaian Exporters. It's the umbrella body for 22 Agric associations, mango growers, pineapple, banana, vegetable exporters, coconut, all of them are a part of FAGE. So they are here this morning. We'll talk about Agric and open up the space and later tell you about a big event that is coming to change the face of Agric in Ghana. All coming up this morning.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Abeg, fix me go betete Ghana. No garri, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I fit handle am.
For Telecel, we the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want them. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies.
If you have 250 Ghana cedis right now, it can do wonders for you. Chairman, Fabeji, it could turn your tears into joy in the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Madam, Fabeji, it could get you up to 50,000 Ghana cedis cash prize. Business owner, Fabeji, as a student, make transactions with your Access Bank card, and that could get you Spotify and Netflix subscriptions, PS5, iPhone 16 Pro Max, and more. This be out of class senso. Fabeji, you see what 250 Ghana cedis can do for you? And Kasakra. Fabeji, it's the Access Bank Fakitwa Beji Kesiye promo. Deposit a minimum of 250 Ghana cedis and its multiples in your new or existing account and be on your way to winning a share of the 580,000 Ghana cedis in cash prizes and other amazing rewards. The more you deposit, the more your chances of winning. Promo runs from now to September 2025. This promo is in partnership with NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
We shouldn't have gone to that party.
Masa, my head is killing me.
Is that your stomach?
Yes.
What did you eat? I don't know.
Get rid of your gastric problems with number 10 liver salt. Number 10 gives you quick, effective relief from nausea, indigestion, heartburns, hangovers, and hyperacidity. And with different fruity flavors such as orange and lemon, it's a pretty tasty way to end an uncomfortable situation. Number 10 liver salt from Ernest Chemist, because everyone needs a chemist.
This advert has been vetted and approved by FDA.
EcoBank Mobile, they make me say, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile, they make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah. Download it, you gon' enjoy it. In my brain check. In my brain check. Come can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. Ecobank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
Are you tired of rising fuel costs and frequent service and maintenance draining your budget? Are you a transport business thinking of the best eco-friendly and cost-saving option for a car? Then switch to the Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. The Cerio Nano 3 EV is proudly marketed and distributed in Ghana by Anointed Engineering Services Limited. The sleek Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle, with its advanced technology and high performance, emits zero emissions because it does not run on fossil fuels. No need to worry about a charging station because you can charge your Cerio at home directly by plugging into the socket. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle offers unmatched comfort, interior design, fast charging, long-lasting battery, and a portable digital ultra-silent genset for backup charging no matter your power situation anywhere. Visit our brand new and ultra-modern showrooms in Accra and Kumasi. In Kumasi, Asukwa, in front of the TAT yard on the Ak Mayanka Road. Call our hotlines on 0544 340589 and 0243 480 334. Anointed also stocks genuine spare parts and delivers after-sales services 24/7 for our Cerio Nano 3 EVs. The Cerio Nano 3 electric vehicle. Experience a legacy of luxury modernized. Cerio EV. Go electric.
I used to stress about where to receive my Abro Tracy car and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with you.
Action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
You are still live on Joy 99.7 FM. It's about 17 minutes past 8. This is the Super Morning Show. Now, later this morning, we'll be talking about Agric. How does food end up on your table? And how do we put food on the tables of others globally to ensure that we create wealth for you? And you have two of the most experienced people in this space running two of the biggest institutions when it comes to our Agric space. We'll be talking about that and talking about the largest Agric Expo, which is also coming up later this year on the Super Morning Show. But now let's talk about housing. Let's talk about infrastructure. I know when it comes to housing, we always talk about cement, iron rods, and it's one of the things. Everybody who is making money right now wants to have a house. Either you buy, you build, or you rent. Most of us rent, and we want to graduate to building. But you know, one of the biggest cost centers when it comes to housing is cement. And if you look at our import numbers, for example, we import close to $300 million worth of clinker. One of the main, in fact, the main element we use in producing cement. into the country every year. It adds onto our foreign exchange stresses, CD dollar rate, all those things. But there's a company in Ghana that has built a new factory, $100 million factory, and they are producing an alternative to this clinker that we import. What that means is that we are going to have cement on the market consistently. Prices may reduce or stabilize for the foreseeable future, and we can all build. I'm happy to have Kobe Adams, Commercial Director of SuperSem, and Kojo Arthur, Head of Sales of SuperSem, with me in the studio to talk about their solution to Ghana's cement shortage. Kojo and Kobe, welcome.
Thank you, Kojo.
I hope you guys are well.
Yes. Yeah, I think I'm fine. No, we're doing well, thank you.
You are fine, but you don't. Anyway, before we even get into cement, Mother's Day is coming. Do you guys have plans for your Mother's Day celebration so far?
Yes, I'm taking my mother out on a trip out of town to the Volta region to spend a couple of days.
Nice. So we've already planned it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yes, I'm taking my wife and my mom because it's a constituency. You can't do one without the other.
You know the thing. Wives assume the role of mothers.
Yes, of course.
So you can't celebrate your mother without celebrating your wife. So if you are building a house for your mother, you build one for your wife with SuperSem 7. Anyway, Kobe and Kojo, thank you for joining us this morning. Before we even get into this conversation, tell me about SuperSem. What is SuperSem and what do you do as a business?
So CBI Ghana Limited is a company name, and then SuperSem is actually the brand name. We produce cement. We've been in existence for the last 7 years. We started the pre-marketing phase from Nigeria, where we're importing cement from Nigeria. We're part also of the biggest cement manufacturing company called Lafarge Holcim. Down the line, we were able to buy ourselves to become independent, and we thought that, okay, now we can probably be able to sell our cement mainstream to the market. So we produce the 32.5R and then the 42.5R cement. Now I know the next question will be, what's the difference? So the 42 is basically used for concrete works, while the 32 is used for plastering and then block laying.
Okay, so 32 is the regular cement.
Yes.
And then 42 is the concrete cement, and you produce that.
Yes.
And now you produce everything in Ghana.
We produce in Ghana. So to make it very simple, the 32 is actually called the water, and then the 42 is the banku.
Water and banku.
Yes.
What an analogy.
Yes. So the 32 is very light, and then the 42 is actually strong for high-rise buildings and concrete projects.
You know, I used to be, I'm still in the infrastructure space anyway. I used to be in construction and all that. And consistently, cement prices. Look, when I was building my house, I think I used to buy a bag of cement for 24 cedis or 30 cedis. This is about 6-7 years ago. And the last time I bought cement for my farm, for example, I bought it for over 100 Ghana cedis per bag. What is contributing to the consistent increase in cost? And these days, there are also shortages in the market. What is contributing to all these things?
So let me deal with the first question first. The fact of the matter is that the price of a bag of cement is linked directly to the exchange rate.
Okay.
So the more volatile our Ghana cedi is versus the US dollar, the more volatile our prices over here are going to be. Now, we've seen over the last few years where our currency depreciated from around 7 cedis and went all the way up to 15 very rapidly, and the price of cement followed suit directly. It's a very direct correlation. The currency depreciates and the price of cement goes up, and that's what we've been seeing. However, there are other factors that can affect the price of a bag. So even if the exchange rate is stable, the price of clinker, the cost of freight, import duties and taxes, and the cost of power, utilities, all contribute to affecting the price of a bag of cement. So it's a very dynamic system of factors that result in the price of a bag of cement. And many builders, such as yourself, have experienced this over the years.
So basically, if the exchange rate stabilizes, cement prices will stabilize.
It is the biggest driver. So if it stabilizes, there's a very good chance the prices.
And you mentioned clinker. If you're able to produce clinker also at a lower cost, then we can drop prices of cement.
Yes.
What is clinker?
So clinker is a raw material that is used in making cement. It's a material that is not available locally in industrial quantities. So 99% of the cement we have in Ghana comes from imported clinker. And this is one of the things that we have to get around. Ghana is the largest importer of clinker in all of Africa, and it's important for us to be able to find local alternatives to building which will make the prices of cement more stable down the line.
So clinker is what makes cement strong.
Clinker is actually pure cement
material.
Correct.
Okay.
Clinker
and we don't produce that here.
It is not produced because the raw materials that are needed, it's certain qualities of clay and limestone are not available in industrial quantities.
So what's your solution? What's SuperSem's solution to this clinker problem?
So faced with this problem, after we'd been operating for a few years and we'd hit the capacity of our plant, we wanted to do something a little different, something a little audacious. So we use some new technology which will allow us to use Ghanaian raw materials to create a clinker substitute. So where previously to make a bag of cement we might have used 75% of clinker, we're able to reduce that by about 20%. So that means we're using more Ghanaian materials. The cement is of a higher quality, incidentally, than just when we're using the clinker. And we're able to create jobs and have a host of economic benefits for our people.
And with this new technology, it also helps the quality of cement. So we are not just building, but we are building dreams for the future, which means that you need to be careful the kind of material that you use. And with this technology, it actually increases the quality of the cement.
So you've invested in a factory in Ghana that is able to use local materials to substitute the clinker we import.
Correct.
Which local material gives you a higher quality cement?
Yes.
How about the pricing?
So because we're using local raw materials, we don't have to import, we don't have to pay additional duties and taxes. So the cost of cement should be cheaper with the SuperSem LC3 that we are introducing into the market.
You've mentioned a new term that I don't know, so explain. SuperSem LC3.
Correct.
First you mentioned clinker, you've explained what it is. What is the SuperSem LC3?
Okay.
So SuperSem LC3 is basically the SuperSem that we have today, adding the Ghanaian raw material to actually producing a quality cement. LC3 is basically the technology we are talking about, the new technology we are talking about. So we are going to add that technology to the existing clinker that we have to make sure that we can produce that quality cement for your building.
Has this new cement product been approved by the I nearly said FDA. Has it been approved by the Standards Authority? Does it meet the building codes and standards we need?
In fact, the Ghana Standards Authority amended its regulations last year to allow for local manufacturers to begin producing cement with LC3. We have invested $100 million over the last 3 years and done a lot of work with the BRRI. We had representatives from the Ghana Standards Authority, KNUST, University of Ghana, and other universities abroad. There's EPFL in Switzerland and several other institutions testing and comforting ourselves that the product that we're making is going to be safe for Ghanaians to use.
So can I assume this is Pozzolana Cement Pro Max, because you mentioned BRI and I know they worked on the Pozzolana cement that was supposed to replace regular cement. So this is Pozzolana Cement Pro Max then?
I mean, essentially, I mean, we met with the BRI last week. The heads of the BRI toured the factory and took a look at the technology, and they were extremely happy. I think they went ahead and shared some of the updates on their websites. It is essentially BRI Pro Max.
Nice.
And just to make sure that we get the acceptability from the consumer side, we decided to invest in taking most of our distributors to Switzerland to actually see this product we are talking about. Now they came back and then also organized meetings with the artisans to be able to train them and accept this product.
So you've invested in $100 million plant in Tema.
Correct.
Here in Ghana. Beyond making cement available and stabilizing prices, what other economic benefits do you envision this investment is going to have on our economy and for the people of Ghana?
So straightforward, this factory is going to recruit. Now we've recruited 150 young men within the vicinity to help us grow. The driver, the carpenter today knows that at least I'm buying a cement that would last and at a good price. So at least for us to also import clinker means that we are taking our dollar that we earn here, take it out there and then bring the product. Today the dollar is staying here, which is also going to contribute to our economy.
So 150 jobs created so far, and in the whole value chain we are going to have a lot more jobs. What's the capacity of the plant? Like, how many bags of cement are you going to produce? Maybe a day, a month, a year?
So currently we produce 600,000 tons of cement. With this new technology and expansion that we are doing, we're actually aiming to be at 1.5 million tons of cement.
600,000 tons of cement. If we assume that a typical tipper truck takes 20 tons, right?
40 tons.
40 tons.
Yes.
A typical tipper truck takes 40 tons. Your 600,000 tons means that you'll be filling about 15,000 tipper trucks with cement to build Ghana.
Exactly.
And this is interesting. This is interesting. This is good to know what SuperSem is doing and how you are contributing to our economy. So what should Ghanaian builders expect from you, and how do you intend to work with the whole ecosystem to make building cheaper?
I think the SuperSem brand has become associated with quality over the last 7 years that we've been producing. I think Ghanaian builders can expect to see more of the same. With the additional capacity that we have, we expect to reach out into parts of the Ghanaian market that we've not previously had enough capacity to supply. So we expect to be going farther inland, as far as Brongahafo and the northern regions, farther out west, and deeper into Volta and Uti. So we expect to take the same quality that has helped us build a strong business over the last 7 years to reach deeper into touch the lives of more Ghanaians with the quality cement that we bring. That is more affordable, that helps to create local jobs. And for me personally, it's a point of pride to know that I'm part of something that is using more Ghanaian resources, creating more jobs, and benefiting our economy as a whole.
Add the front planes to your...
You need our front planes?
Yes, add it, because logistically it's one of the most difficult places to be. Yes. But it's a food basket. We need cement there for irrigation, for housing, warehousing. So add it to your locations.
Good point.
Let's spend the final minute of our conversation on sustainability. How are you ensuring sustainability in the industry and for your operations as well?
So let me just touch on this briefly. So one of the really big selling points that we have when we're building this plant is because of the eco benefits. Cement, many people don't know this, the cement industry globally contributes 8% to CO2 emissions. It's one of the biggest polluters of our environment. This technology allows us to cut our CO2 emissions by more than 30%, which is a huge deal. What the savings that will cut back on is enough to reduce our emissions and make for a more environmentally friendly cement. So really, LC3 is actually known as a green cement, and we're really excited to be bringing a benefit that can preserve our planet for future generations.
Kojo and Kobe, I'm so happy I had this conversation with you, because for some reason last week I was in the front plains and we're discussing cement shortage and cement pricing, and with SuperSem investing in this, I hope and pray we get the supplies we need at a good price to enable all of us to build. Any final words?
Yes, I just also want to say this, Kojo. Today, if you want SuperSem products, you can have it in all the shops, but specifically to our top customers like Keofuri, Nana KJC, Atala, Conibex, ABC, Antis, and all those people. Like, they are actually spreading the product. So if you just want to buy cement, don't buy cement, buy SuperSem. That cement that has the Ghanaian raw material in there.
If you want to buy cement, don't buy cement, buy SuperSem. Great talking to you, Kobe and Kojo. Now we have cement.
Yes.
That uses new clinker from Ghana.
Sharp.
Yeah, but it is the same. Thank you. We'll be right back after this break. Stay with us.
It's my house and I live here.
interrupt the music and continue with the show.
DJ Obete is sometimes the most unhappy person in the studio. Eh?
When you have
to playing very nice music and Charlie.
Because the Alampang, the Highlander.
Bombidim Prince, Highlander.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Chingilinge
by Book Back.
Yeah.
One of the things Book Back has never been able to do, was never able to do those days, was to explain the name Book Back. Prince Bright, he book always struggled with the explanation.
Yeah.
Like we're booked and a back. I'm saying, anyway, look, are you ready to dream, dare, and deliver in the world of IT? Well, look no further than Jackson Institute of Technology, the only NIIT authorized training center in Ghana. So at JIT, we provide world-class IT training for individuals and corporate organizations, equipping you with industry-relevant skills in software development, cybersecurity, networking, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, and more. We offer globally recognized certifications, practical job-ready training, and flexible hybrid learning options, which allows you to study online or on-site. Expert instructors ensure hands-on learning experiences that prepare you for the success in today's digital world. So they are conveniently located on Ring Road near Circle in the heart of Accra's Central Business District, and in Kumasi at Jackson Educational Complex Headquarters, Ediase, near KNUST. JIT provides easy access to for students and corporate clients. Their state-of-the-art auditorium is also available for corporate events, seminars, and training sessions. Call or WhatsApp them now on 0596 996037, 0596 996038, or 0552 714635. Obviously, their website, jit.edu.gh. JIT, your gateway to a thriving IT career.
I have good news for you from APSA, but before I tell you that, let me just draw the attention of the Ghana Police Service, the Madina, Adenta, Ebri stations that there is some danger on the Pediasi Road. This message says, can the police put up directional signs from Pediasi? It's dangerous going down because a portion of the outbound side has been converted to a one-way because there's a broken down track on the Accra to Pediasi side of the road. So Ghana Police Service, kindly move your personnel to that particular place, and if you can put up signs from Ayimensa all the way up, it would help, because the last time this happened, there was a crash between a driver and a motor rider, and a lot of injuries were sustained. So please go there and help keep that Ebri Pediasi road safe, and any other road with challenges. Just dispatch people to go and do that for us. Now, we all want a little more, like a little more sleep before the alarm goes off, a little more time to finish that project, and a little more butter for your bread, because more is always better, isn't it? Now, take NI for example. NI has been crafting a life of more with the APSA Ultimate account. NI's Ultimate account with APSA isn't just a banking account or a product for NI, it's a chance to have more. With the Ultimate account, you get retrenchment insurance cover of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis. You get hospital cashback benefits, access to seamless digital solutions, travel insurance of 1 million Ghana cedis, and over 30 other benefits on the account. If you want more, of course you do. We all do want more, because more is always better. Sign up for an Ultimate account today and get more. Your story matters. APSA.
So, Kojo, your favorite shopping destination, Marina Mall, is now closer to you.
Yes.
They are thrilled to announce the opening of their brand new outlet at Bachona Spintex, right next to the Commercial Bank. And the exclusive brands and unmatched shopping experience you've come to love is now closer to you. So to the cherished shoppers in Bachona, Spintex, Lashibi, Tema and surrounding areas, come by and explore a wide array of shops offering everything you need, from groceries, fashion and accessories to perfumery, health and beauty products, electronics and dining. Anchored by Marina Supermarket and home to premium brands including PMMC, Harim Istanbul, Exotica Salon and Spa, Glee Health Dental Clinic Numero Uno, and celebrity style fashion and more. Well, they're currently offering limited retail spaces for exclusive brands in the following categories: electronics, fashion, restaurants and home decor. Interested retailers can call 0556 687222 or connect with them via social media. That's Marina Mall Spintex on all platforms. Marina Mall Spintex, redefining your shopping experience.
And if you're looking for a good international school for your child, the Marif International School entrance exam is here. Grab the golden opportunity to become a member of the Marif International School Ghana, a journey towards international standard of education. Participate in the Magis admissions or scholarship exam for grades 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9 only. The final date for registration is 13th May 2025, 2 days after Mother's Day. So to not forget, just write 13th May in your calendar if you want your child to school at Marif. The date for the exam is 17th May 2025. You can call or WhatsApp us on 020-523-4324 for more information. You can also visit the school premises for more information. Email them ghana@marifschools.org, and it's MAARIF schools.org. Marif International School Ghana praise and wishes you a phenomenal success in the entry test. The hashtag is #Magis2025. You can get more information with that hashtag.
When we return after these messages, we get into a conversation about agriculture, food, something very important, but also how about ensuring that we produce more and export some to other countries for the much needed foreign exchange. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Spintex Plaza, where living and working blend seamlessly.
Spintex Plaza, the place to be. Furnished apartments feel so free.
Imagine coming home to a luxurious furnished apartment with everything you need.
Rooftop pool, swim under the sky. Rooftop bar where the good times fly. Rooftop gym, get fit and strong. Spintex Plaza, you can't go wrong.
Spintex Plaza, your home, your work, your lifestyle. Come see us today or call us on 0241 327 363. www.spintexplaza.net. Building or renovating? Look no further. At Interface Limited, we have everything you need to create stunning spaces.
Transform your interiors with our top quality plasterboards, acoustic ceilings, and cement boards.
Step into style with our exquisite laminate and engineered floors. And for your data centers, durable raised access floors.
Elevate your outdoor spaces with our WPC decking and fencing.
Protect your home with our beautiful and reliable roof shingles, insulation, canopies, and PVC fascia boards.
Add a touch of elegance with our beautiful POP cornices and roses.
Quality, affordability, and style all in one place. Building a better Ghana, one space at a time. Visit www.interfacelimited.net or call 0274 999 999.
Do you know that NIT is back in Ghana? Yes, you heard it right. NIT is back in Ghana, and Jackson Institute of Technology is the official partner. It's bigger, it's better, and it's here to revolutionize IT education in Ghana. Get ready for world-class training and unmatched opportunities powered by Jackson Institute of Technology. Jackson Institute of Technology is shaping futures with hands-on IT training for youth, students, and professionals. Courses include cybersecurity, Python programming, data analytics, networking and hardware essentials, and Microsoft Office Suite. We offer flexible schedules, affordable payment plans, and expert trainers with globally recognized certifications. Scholarships are available for women and girls. Sign up early to grab yours. You can locate us in Accra at Abna Atia Towers, Ring Road Central, or you can call us to enroll on 059 699 6037 or 059 699 6042. Take the first step towards your dream career with Jackson Institute of Technology, where your tech future begins.
Every mosquito starting run away. Oh, come on, tonton preko. Sasso, me say come on, tonton preko. Oh, come on, tonton preko.
Sasso, kum tonton preko, na ni sham ne die, demonstronko.
This advert is FDA approved.
Don't miss out on Electroland Extravaganza Easter promotion. Buy and get whooping discounts in our Samsung Easter promotion. Get awesome deals in Media Easter Bonanza. Now, starting from $4.99 Ghana cedis, you will get a NASCO burner. With 1,599 Ghana cedis, you will get a 32-inch NASCO LED TV. NASCO top mount freezers start from 1,799 Ghana cedis, and NASCO chest freezers from 2,599 Ghana cedis. You will get a free desktop computer if you buy our selected NASCO 6kg, 7kg, 8kg or 10kg washing machine. Rush to EGL and authorized dealer showrooms across Ghana for exciting offers. Terms and conditions apply. Electroland Ghana Limited, home of luxury and affordable electronics.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And you know, before the break, we told you it was important to have a conversation.
Yeah.
One about agriculture. Not just for production in Ghana, but also exporting. Because once we are sufficient, why? We can't keep everything here with export. We've complained about how, we have to import. But that's just because we are not sufficient. And for those countries that are sufficient, they are, exporting to us. Something we can also do. So this morning, we're joined by Alexander Dajawa, who is Director Projects Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and Davis Nakobo, who is President of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. Kojo.
Yes, and we are talking about Agric. This conversation, as you've mentioned earlier, is very important because there's a lot to do in this particular space. Opportunities lost, opportunities we can capitalize on. And this morning we are talking to two people who have been working in this particular space. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Good morning. We are fine.
We are fine, thank you.
Davis, it's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
The last time we had you on this network, we were talking about the U.S. tariffs and the impact on Ghana's agric and job creation and all those things. Post that time, you've been looking at what is happening in the space. Are we out of the woods, or there's still more work to be done in that particular regard?
Yeah, thank you very much. And let me take this opportunity to say good morning to your cherished listeners. For me, I said it, and I'll say it again, that the U.S. 10% tariffs is even a blessing in disguise for us to be able to mobilize ourselves, refocus, redirect, and see how we retool agriculture and also export. I.e. looking at alternate markets and other things, and also develop the aftermarket. So I think that for me, if you ask me, what I'll say is it's rather going well than it is, because why should we allow the Western countries to be our export destination points? It is not right. Whereas we have 3.4 trillion dollar GDP in after, where if we win tapping just about some 10 million, what is our GDP as a country? So if we're able to tap into that after space, I think that will be more than better. So for me, yes, the likes of cocoa, of course, if you want to go on this tariff 10%, then what is going to happen is then they are going to shift the 10% to the consumer, because in any case, America doesn't produce cocoa, so that they can compete. We definitely have to sell our cocoa. You understand me? But the rest of the things, I think that we should be able to find another way to raise.
But Davis, this after conversation that you've started, when you talk to people in the industry, for example, about trading within Africa, there are tea importers here in this country who are importing tea from Kenya, and the tea has to go to Europe before it comes down here.
Could you understand? And
there are people who are even exporting stuff just to Nigeria. If they can't do it via trucks, and it has to go via sea, it has to go to Europe and do. Is the aftermarket really a market that we can explore?
It is, because for me, Rome wasn't built in a day, and that's the more reason why we should look at our infrastructure. I'm happy you rightly said it. I know, and I'm happy GEPA is here. GEPA, they have what they call the trade house now established in Kenya, and I think that they have to do more in other regions. But then it takes 60 days for us to get our things there. It goes all the way to Europe and descend. You understand me?
Yeah, but I mean, Davis, are we not, when you say Rome was not built in a day, are we not making excuses instead of getting to work? We've been talking about after for some time now. By now, and we just didn't start with after, we planned for its implementation. So shouldn't that have been factored in, dealt with? We move on.
That has been a conversation, and if you listen to me a few days back, I was one of the people who was criticizing them, that I think that they were rather doing a lot of atrati with a lot of meetings than going on the real work. But having said that, I think something should start now, and that's why I said that Rome wasn't built in a day. So let's put us together. Maybe they thought that because we had other markets, so they were not really fascinated with our own regional market. So now that we've seen the tariffs coming, we don't know when tomorrow they'll say don't even bring things at all. So it means that we need to start developing it now. We should go back and bring all the players together and see how, it should be action. As against years where they were just doing meetings and things. I think one of their major frustrations I had, because I met a couple of them, and they were also talking about, I think, the country's contribution. You understand? Because they even started with one currency, and it didn't work. And if you have the francophone countries within a setup where they are controlled by colonial masters, it will be extremely difficult for them to say, look, we are dropping our CFA, we are dropping and move into their new currency. But I think that by and large, something should happen, and this is the time. And that's the more reason why I said that, look, for me, the 10% tariffs is a blessing in disguise. I know the likes of Bangladesh, where Pong comes from, what's the name of it? All those countries.
Sri Lanka
and co. They have over 30-something%. So, and they are into garments. So their interest is to rather move to Ghana to do it here, to create jobs and also
get the 10%. Okay.
Because they were not under after. You know, we were under after, so we were enjoying after before they give us now 10%. So they were not enjoying
you mean Agua?
Agua.
Yeah.
They were not enjoying Agua. So it means they had already 34% hanging plus the 35%.
So this whole 10% actually is also good if we are strategic. For countries that are getting higher tariffs, if their businesses set up here, they'll enjoy our 10% tariff, and it means that we will industrialize better and create more opportunities.
Of course, yes.
Okay. This is the Super Morning Show. It's coming up to 9. We are talking about the Agric space, the export space, and you have Davis Kojo, President of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. He's also a former National Best Farmer, 2009 National Best Farmer. A title Winston and I are eyeing in the next 10 years.
Yes.
We will share that title.
It shall
First
come to
time
pass.
two people have become national
joint
winners. When we get a tractor, I'll drive it 3 days. You drive it 3 days. And we have Mr. Alexander Dazoa from the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Now, let me come to you, Alex. Where does GEPA sit when it comes to Agric and the agribusiness space in Ghana? What is GEPA and what do you do in this space?
Well, we first of all, thank you for the invitation. And I am appearing on behalf of my CEO, Francis Kojo Kwaten Arthur, who should have been here. But due to an emergency, he couldn't make it, so he asked me to represent him. And GEPA, I'm sure most of your listeners would know already that we are a national agency for set up to promote and develop Ghana's exports under the Ministry of Trade. And for export, we have categorization of products. We have the agribusiness or agricultural produce, and then value-added agricultural manufactured products. And then we have also the handicrafts and then other products. So the agri or agricultural products are very, very key to Ghana's development, because we are an agrarian country. Our mainstay is agriculture. That's where we grow from. And every country, starts from the agricultural base before it moves into other processing and manufacturing. So it's a very, very important sector, which we have concentrated on for God knows how many years. And it's a significant contributor to our export earnings. And so for the agricultural sector, we have various produce. We have the tree crops, and then we have the horticulture. In the horticulture, we have essentially what we call the fruits and vegetables, which is also very key. And Ghana is one of the leading exporters of horticultural products. So we are in there. We support the Ministry of Agric to ensure, because the ministry's mandate is to actually help to produce enough food and enough for exports. And as an export agency, our mandate is to promote exports. So we work in tandem with the Ministry of Agriculture and other agencies related to this, and also the associations, to ensure that our agricultural base develops faster, so we can have products in large quantities and in the quality required to be able to export. First of all, we satisfy domestic demand, because again, the horticulture sector is a key driver of domestic production. If you go to the markets, always our pineapples are there, our mangoes are there. We have our papaya, or what we call the pawpaw.
No, we don't have mango. So
mango. He is the guru in mango. So
I
David
should
will
ask
tell
him
you.
that question later.
Ask him about that.
Okay.
I'm sure they are doing so well there.
Yeah.
The only challenge is some issues about pests and diseases. Once we are overcome that, the plantations are there. We have enough to feed the whole of Africa in terms of agricultural export. So I'm saying that it's a very key sector in Ghana, and we are working to develop it further. You would have also heard that we are big time now in the coconut industry, supporting farmers to expand acreages because of the demand. The trend is increasingly becoming so significant. So we are in there, even though we don't go into primary production because it's somebody else's mandate. We support the ministry to ensure that we have enough for the domestic market and also for export.
So you basically look at the non-traditional export space.
Yes.
Crafts, tree crops, horticulture,
garments,
Mhm.
pharmaceuticals. You mentioned them, all the sectors, apart from the traditional crops we have. That is the traditional exports: gold, timber, cocoa beans, cocoa beans. But once it's processed into powder, cake, butter, and all that, is in our space.
Yes, and crude oil is also not part of, because it's non-traditional.
It's non-traditional.
Okay.
That is downstream, not upstream.
How are we doing with our exports when it comes to the non-traditional? The last time I read a report from GEPA, for example, it showed that a product like cashew is getting us a lot of money.
Yeah, it still is.
Stuff like yam are getting us a lot of money.
It still are.
How are we doing? What is the opportunity? If somebody is listening right now, what are some of the key commodities that are in demand globally that people are sourcing from Ghana? We can all invest in.
Yeah, you've mentioned them. Cashew is the leading agricultural export. Cashew, both processed and in shell. It gives us approximately $300 million annually, which is huge. And then the yam, of course, is also critical. Then the horticulturals, they also give us a lot. And then we also have the shea, particularly the value-added shea butter, and then the cosmetic area. Those are the big drivers of our non-traditional exports.
So you said cashew gives us about 300 million.
Yes.
We're also told that we import about, let's say, 300 million in sugar. So cashew actually balances the sugar exports. So if you produce more, it will take another commodity off.
And more so, if we do more value addition to have the final products packaged well and exported, it will be very wonderful. Because I just returned from Japan. When I went to the duty-free area, we have the macadamia. Macadamia, competes with cashew. Macadamia and a few other nuts, almond and all, packaged beautifully. And it's also, when I looked at the price, I nearly couldn't even buy, but I just had to buy a few, packets for the family. So if we do same and we are able to package well, to triple the revenues we get from cashew.
I'm going to move to Davis to talk about feed, but when I come back to you, GEPA has been working for years in the space. So you've worked with a lot of SMEs and big businesses. Tell us about the challenges you've identified in the space and how we can solve them to drive national development. So when I come back to you, I'll take that.
Thank you.
But Davis, tell us about the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. Who are you and what are you doing to ensure we produce food all year round to feed us and also for export?
So thank you very much. So FAGE, the full name of FAGE is Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. We've been there for the past 30 years. It was the whole idea was meted between Ministry of Trade and USAID years back for them to establish FAGE. We have 22 member associations and 45 corporate members. And under the 22 member associations, mango alone have over 25. Yam, 6 vegetables a lot.
So you have a mango association under Fage.
Yes.
A
So
yam
we have the
association.
mango, the national under Fage. You have the yam. You have coconut. You have vegetables. That's vegetable. You have Vipec and Gavex. And then you have the papaya and a lot. We also have some garments and all these people under Fage. Our main aim is to be able to stimulate export through capacity building trade shows, arranging for financing, cheap, affordable financing, and also some B2B and open markets for our members, something we've done pretty well for the past years. I mean, if you look at just recently, Fruit Logistica, we got a deal over $200 million, a 3-day fair to over $200 million. So that tells you we are doing extremely well. One will ask, what's the difference? You see, when you talk about export, you couldn't do export without the production itself. So the production ecosystem is not neglected when it comes to the export space. And that's the more reason why we have the producers being part of the exporters. Because the issue here is you also need them to produce to meet the market. I mean, the SPS issues, that's phytosanitary and other things. So certification and the market trends, the market demands. So there's a need for the two, both the exporters and the producers to come together to be under one umbrella. That's exactly what we've done. We also have exporters who are producers like me. I'm an exporter, but I'm a producer. You understand me? I'm into mangoes. I have one of the biggest plantations. So I'm one of the.
How big is it?
My plantations are big. I mean, when you go to the north alone, in Combine, I have 3,000 acres, both Daboya and Navrongo. There's so many, I have 1,000 plus. So it's big.
I'm asking how big is it because Winston, we saw the video last week on Facebook of a Brazilian growing 28,000 acres of cocoa.
Cocoa, yeah.
Yes.
People are saying that Brazil is going to take the cocoa market from us. So I'm looking for a big.
That's true. But because here we don't really encourage plantations because we've done the smallholder farming for years, which is good. But then I think that, and that's where Fage and the commercial farmers come to do what we call the push-pull system. The nucleus farmer, then the smaller holder will be there, where there will be support trickling down really well to the smaller holder. And that's the more reason why some of us felt that the current, how do you call it, programs within the agri space should include the association. But there's something a lot of people don't know, because just a 1% growth in agriculture gives you exponential growth of between 5 to 6% on industry and service. You understand? So that tells you that it is something that we really need to look into and make sure we invest. So we have to be intentional as a country. You understand? And I want to use that word, intentional as a country, to invest in agriculture, not putting small money somewhere and a whole lot. Because my biggest challenge, and I've been saying that government has the biggest pest, and until they spend, the private sector can never be viable. Do you understand me? Because if you are competing with somebody from Brazil who is exporting same things to the same destination and enjoy 2.5% interest rate, 5% interest rate, with how do you call it? Their tariffs being subsidized, and I'm doing 35. I think it's neither here nor there. Somebody will talk about other banks doing MasterCard. MasterCard, what is their ceiling? Is MasterCard able to give me $100 million? Is MasterCard be able to give the commercial farmer $10 million? The answer here is no. So that's the more reason why we really need to look into and redirect most of the
In fact, you've started getting into our next question, something Winston and I had been discussing seriously. What really is the problem with Agric in Ghana? Because consistently, since independence, we've had the Ghana Sugar Project, Ghana whatever project, we've come all the way, Agric restructuring, we've done recently Planting for Food and Jobs 1, Planting for Food and Jobs 2. Now the new government says Feed Ghana.
Feed Ghana, yeah.
We've spent so much money on Agric, so many projects, so many branding, so much branding done in the space, but we still don't seem to be able to feed Ghana, from rice to tomatoes to key things we need to feed the population. We're unable to meet the targets. From where you stand, what is wrong with the system and what must be fixed to enable us grow enough to feed Ghana and have enough to export to make the forex we are looking for?
For me, I think that the government should rather encourage the private sector to take agric serious instead of them investing in it. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because, and I'm happy you've mentioned a couple of programs. These are all good programs. See, I wouldn't sit here to criticize any. But then it depends on the way it's done. You understand? Because if you do fertilizer subsidy and maybe the fertilizer doesn't get to the right people, it becomes a problem. I think it becomes a problem. And that is the more reason why I think that the associations are not just there as in books or with the name. They need to involve them in most of this because some could not be even fertilizer. It could be irrigation. You understand? It could be technical extension services. It could be maybe marketing issues. You know, it could be aggregation issues, and these are some of the things. Availability of land. So these are some of the things we need to sit and really look into. I know that government comes with their own manifesto. They also try to engage, but there should be a proper stakeholder engagement on agriculture, and let's see what we've done wrong and where we want to move to. I think when we do that, we'll see the growth. So we'll see the growth. I know the current government is doing a fantastic idea. You understand me? But I still think that we should have a stakeholder engagement, irrespective of them starting. It's important we have stakeholder engagement for us to be able to judge and see where we want to go to, where, because the demand is there, because the issue is, and I heard a lot of people say, no, we should do ABC, because, for instance, we are importing tomato. Is it not right for us to be able to change the dynamics to produce our own tomato? And which varieties are good for the country? And where are the geographical locations for us to grow these tomatoes? You understand me? Onion, the same thing. These are the discussions we need to have. And who should be the players? So that we don't just throw money. You understand me? If for export, what are the things that the demand? Where is the market? What are the demands? Everything. Is it value added? Yes. So which areas are we supposed to drive it? These are the stakeholder meetings we need to have and make sure that we put money in. You know, we had a call forum just about 2 weeks ago. I was very happy when I went there. My only disappointment was we didn't bring the governor, because the same week the governor pegged the base rate at 28%. Meanwhile, we had all the banks there who want to lend to
the industry. But
at what rate are they going to lend? At what rate are they going to lend? So it was important for us to include the regulator to say that, look, with all these things I'm hearing, it is important for us to have a U-turn and see what we can do. So if it's Agric, there should be a special purpose vehicle to drive Agric, as far as funding is concerned. So are we able to do single digit to do that? If it's export, there should be special purpose vehicle to be able to do that. We are want to invest in our poultry. There should be special purpose vehicle to do that for us to be able to quickly move from our current state to another state. You understand me? So I felt that the quoting was extremely good, but the regulator was missing. And I'm happy. I'm sure the chief of staff is listening.
You think well, the BOG governor should have been there.
So there should be another
industry and stakeholders.
Exactly.
And understand the needs properly.
Needs it properly. You know, so you don't just pay 28% base rate. So it means anybody who is going to borrow will borrow 35. You understand, 32. If you are lucky, 32. And like I said, you hear some of the banks talking about I'm doing 10% on what? MasterCard. Is MasterCard able to give a commercial farmer $10 million, $5 million, $1 million? These are the questions.
So, what was the interest rate typically if you farmers go out there to the bank?
35%. It's the same thing. Commerce. I mean, the same.
35%.
It's the same interest rate you get when you're good. It's the same percentage a farmer gets.
Please permit me to put you on the spot a little bit. You are one of the biggest mango farmers in the country. Yeah. What's your return on investment on planting, say, an acre of mango?
My return on investment is just about 40%.
So if you take a loan at 35%, you're actually getting some small money. You are working for the bank.
I'm working for the bank. You don't even get anything, because if your return on investment is about 40%, you are paying 35%. What about the rest of the things. So it means that you don't get anything.
So without cheaper financing, there is no way we can grow in this particular
Exactly
space.
my case, and this is the conversation I'm having this morning. That without cheaper financing, there's no way government will come out with a lot of programs, but there's no way we can make it in agriculture.
Let's hold on for now and go for a break. When we return, I would want you to tell us 5 things we must do as a country to turn around our fortunes when it comes to agriculture, with horticulture leading that change. And Mr. Alexander Dazowa, when we come back, you also tell us the experiences you've had enabling businesses to grow in Agric, the challenges and how you've solved them, and new ideas and new ways of doing things. This is the Super Morning Show. We are talking Agric this morning. Our guest, Davis Kojo, President of the Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters, is the umbrella body for 22 associations in Agric. So everything you eat, they have a say in it, and he is the president. And Mr. Alexander Dazowa is the Director Projects Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Is that agency that was set up to look at our space and see how we grow it to create capacity to export and get more forex to run the country. We are going for a quick break. You can send us your messages on WhatsApp 055 1111 997. When we come back, we'll get more from our guest here in the studio. Stay with us.
As a busy professional, I struggled with back and neck strain from long hours at my desk. To improve my focus, productivity, and well-being, I sought expert advice from the CEO of Expert Office Furnish.
After being in the furniture business for 25 years, I can tell you 2 things that causes back pain in the workspace: bad sitting posture and not sitting on a good chair. I recommend to you the Genedia Beeper chair, the chair that helps you to sit right. When you don't sit right, it beeps for you to be able to sit right. The next will be the Enjoy chair. It takes every body shape and size. Buy a chair that will support your back and give you that comfort to be able to deliver on your job.
Expert Office Furnish offers molding furniture for comfort, productivity, and style. From seating to customized solutions, plus interior decoration services, they've got it all. Find them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road in Ashonman or call 0571 386602 on Facebook and Instagram at Expert Office Furnish.
FPAC is effective for headaches and relieves the symptoms of flu, colds, and catarrh. FPAC blows away the pain associated with sore throats. During and after a hard day's work, FPAC relieves you of body pains. After the day's sports workout, FPAC helps the body to control the aching muscles. FPAC is effective against feverishness. FPAC reduces body temperature associated with malaria and other fevers. FPAC is effective against rheumatic pains. You can find FPAC in all pharmacy and chemical select shops throughout the country. FPAC is not recommended for children less than 16 years of age, ulcer and asthmatic patients, pregnant and lactating mothers. If symptoms persist for more than 2 days, consult your doctor. FPAC blows your pain away.
FPAC Junior follows in the tradition of FPAC tablets, a trusted friend to relieve your child of pain associated with teething, catarrh, cold, and fever. The good that FPAC does for you, FPAC Junior does for your child. FPAC Junior is for children between 6 months and 12 years. FPAC Junior blows your child's pain away.
Every year, thousands of Ghana's brightest minds leave in search of better opportunities abroad, creating a gap in our workforce. The critical question is, how do we motivate these talented individuals to stay and drive Ghana's much-needed economic transformation? How do we inspire them to build their future here? The time to act is now. Join David Ofosudote, Senior Partner at ABN David Africa, Professor Mary Setrana from the Center for Migration at the University of Ghana, Abena Amoah, Managing Director of the Ghana Stock Exchange, and former President of Mauritius, Her Excellency Dr. Amina Gurib Fakim, at the 12th edition of the Ishmael Yamson and Associates Business Roundtable. Together, they will explore the theme, Managing the Talent Exodus, Leveraging Private-Public Partnerships for Growth. The date is the 7th of May 2025. The venue, the Palms by Eagles in Airport City. The time is 9 a.m. Be a part of this transformational conversation on Ghana's future. To register, text your name and organization to 0530 117 202 or email info@ieyamson.org. agric.com.
Sorry, Adiachi. Daybreak again.
The Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll be in the movement, and today the movement is on agriculture. We're having a conversation about how we can improve it, make sure that we're able to first feed ourselves and also export. After all, we all know that we need the foreign exchange. But Yellow Ghana, exciting news for everyone looking to join the MTN family or grab an extra MTN SIM card. All MTN SIM cards are available for the incredible price of just 10 Ghana cedis. Yes, you heard right, only 10 Ghana cedis. Head down to any MTN service center, Connect store, or your nearest authorized community shop to take advantage of this fantastic offer. Remember to purchase your new SIM card and get connected. All you need is to bring your valid Ghana card. It's that simple. Don't buy your SIM anywhere else for more than 10 Ghana cedis. So what are you waiting for? Experience the most amazing network when you join the Yellow family today.
An MNC Group Global, an investment holding company with businesses in minerals, food trading, gold export, real estate, logistics, and more, with over 12 years of experience and a presence in 8 countries, including Dubai, USA, and China, are driving growth and innovation. If you want to do business, tap into their expertise in management consultancy, procurement, and energy services, and unlock new opportunities with MNC Group today. MNC Group Global, totally reliant.
And Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, now your number one supplier of quality office essentials, equipment, and furniture at affordable prices. They've introduced an online store for your shopping convenience, and this means you can simply shop by logging on to kingdomstoreonline.com without physically coming to any of their branches. It's hassle-free, and they will arrange delivery to your home and office within a reasonable time. They offer free delivery within Accra and Tema and accept payment via Momo across all networks. Terms and conditions have applied at Kingdom. Quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And if you're upgrading your office, you want a chair that makes you healthy, takes care of your spine. You want a chair that has intelligent seat cushion with dynamic bionic spine pressure relief design. You want a dynamic smart motion back support technology included in your chair. Then you need to talk to Expert Office Furnish Company Limited. They also have executive desks, cabinets, conference, and all office furniture that suits your budget. Locate them off the Atomic Hills Estate Road on the Surrey Junction near ASI Plaza at Strongman Estates. Call them on 0571 386 600 or 0244 280 Find them on Facebook, Expert Office Furnish GH, Instagram, Expert Office Furnish, and Twitter, Expert Furnish. Obviously, their website, expertofficefurnish.com. Expert Office Furnish, your health, your wealth.
Great, so let's continue with the conversation then.
Yes, Winston, we are getting some messages. Somebody has sent a message on importing stuff for Agric. Daniel, he says that irrigation equipment he's trying to import attracts 20%, full VAT plus NHIL, and all the miscellaneous takes him to 52% of the CIF. And he's saying that if the government is not helping us get irrigation and we are getting it ourselves, how do we turn around to impose these taxes, duties, and levies, bringing its cost up to 52%? We need to do better. And this message is from Amoah, and Amoah says, I didn't hear Davis mention pineapples. Is it not part of the products that Phage works to promote and enhance?
No, I think the 22 member associations, pineapple is one. The association is SPEC. Yes, maybe I didn't go into details.
Yeah.
That's why. But then when we're talking about Hot Expo, They will get to know.
Yes, so we are talking Agric, and we have the Director of Projects of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and a former National Best Farmer in the studio. Now, Davis, when I come to you, I want you to give us the 5 things you think if we did them now and right, it will consolidate our fundamentals for us to do better in Agric. But now let me come to you, Alex. So, with your experiences, what lessons have you learned about the space and the challenges that agribusinesses face, and how do you fix them for them?
Well, as Mr. Kobo has described it, it's a very it's a sector that has a lot of potential. The opportunities are there clearly, and everything agriculture from Ghana in terms of produce and products, is highly demanded in the market. Ghanaian products or produce from agriculture are premium, and the market loves it. Our biggest market is the EU, and they love our products. So we've been doing quite well, but there's room for improvement. A lot of improvement has to be done there because there are a number of challenges. He mentioned one of the key ones, which is has to do with cost of capital. It's very critical because if you want to scale up, most of our companies still remain quite small because they are unable to recapitalize enough and raise capital to reinvest in the business to grow, because the cost of capital is very high, as he has already explained. The challenges there are quite numerous, and it's a national challenge. Yes. Really. A lot has to be done about it in order to bring the cost of capital down.
I'm sure you get to hear a lot about the land challenges when you go
around to. Yes, the land banks are also a major challenge, particularly for pineapple that our sister mentioned, and the vegetables, because they do very well in some geographical locations, particularly in the eastern and central regions. But right now, there's a lot of issues with access to the lands. And even those who have the lands already, which they have purchased some 20 years ago, 600 acres, 1,000 acres, they are facing threats because real estate wants to come and encroach on that, and then they are being forced to release the lands back to the owners to resell to real estate developers.
So real estate is taking over our Agric land?
Taking over most of our lands, and also sun winning, because hitherto, in maybe some 10 years ago, there were very rich lands in the Gomoa and the central regions where people were farming and doing very well. Suddenly, because of population growth and the need for, real estate, and then the enticements and inducements that come along with it, the landowners who had sold these lands to the farmers suddenly realized that they could make more money, and so they are threatening these guys, sometimes with even land guards and threats of even using guns and all that. So most of these guys are forced to relinquish the lands, and which are then resold to real estate. And you see that large tracts of lands are they are fenced. Nothing is happening there, but you cannot go and do anything there. So this availability of land banks is a major challenge in the sector. But we still also have quality issues, standard issues to deal with. Global, climatic changes have also brought along new diseases and pests in the agricultural sector, which is making it difficult to control. And so that is a major challenge. And you also know that we don't have enough extension services to reach out to all the farmers to know how to deal with these. So that is also posing a major challenge.
So land, capital,
pests and diseases,
and technical expertise,
and also issues about infrastructure. The guy mentioned irrigation, which is a major factor also, because the Ghanaian agriculture is rain-fed.
Yeah.
And if the rains don't come, then suddenly unfortunately you can't do much. But to do commercial farming, you need irrigation schemes, either small or large, to assist you. And he has already brought out the issues about importing. And we don't have those equipment here. We need to import them. And oftentimes the import duties are quite high on them. Although, in principle, if the equipment are destined for agricultural production, you may get a refund, a rebate on those. But the challenges of getting access to that is also a major issue. So the challenges are quite multiple, but that doesn't mean that nothing is happening. In fact, the Kwewu Business Forum, for example, is one of the major, initiatives that we need to keep, coming up, so that there could be always some interaction between the producers and exporters and the banks. The banks are willing. Most of them now have export desks set up, and they are willing. You can see clearly that they now understand the need for investments in the export sector. But they are also challenged because of these issues about the...
So if you want money for
the
a new
base rates
project,
and all that, you see. So there's very little room for them also to maneuver. All right?
Yeah.
And then they also have these issues about non-performing loans they have to deal with. So
Mr.
when you
Najawa,
add all these to it, it makes it difficult.
Is that not why, for people like you who've identified these problems, you could be suggesting to government that instead of partisanship financial schemes like MASLOG and NEIP, these funds be provided to banks that would lend at lower rates?
I think this comes back to what David said.
Yeah,
that we need an SPV.
Yeah, specially designed for such purposes.
Vehicle.
And there are conversations going on around that already. Because why was Development Bank Ghana set up? It was set up particularly to come in as a cushion for exporters and to lend to banks that they can only lend to these farmers and the exporters and all that at concessionary rates. And they have done quite a bit in that, but it's not also enough. A lot still needs to be done. All right. So that conversation has been ongoing for a while. It's not like the banks don't know. They know they need to do that, but then the dynamics of the economy also come into play.
Yeah.
And most of these are not in the hands neither of the Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Agric. It's essentially the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana issues, which Mr. Davis Kobo has alluded to. So we have to rethink how we support agriculture and export production, particularly in Ghana. So if we could design schemes with affordable rates, really concessionary, not the ones we talk about concessionary at 20%. That's not concessionary.
Yeah.
At 5% or less. That is when we can break even and make more money.
So if you do something like rice, your return on investment could be just about 18-20%.
20%.
So if you take a loan at 35%,
how are you going? You are already
at
running
negative
a loss.
already.
Exactly.
Before
exactly.
If you do...
so those are the real issues on the ground. Really.
Anyway. So
but it doesn't mean that we are not doing advocacy. GEPA has always been doing advocacy. Yeah. You hear about seminars that we run where we invite, the institutions to come and explain the issues to them. So we do a lot of these. Yeah. But now that we're starting, we are challenged.
In fact, talking about seminars, GEPA and FAGE are putting together the second Ghana Hot Tea Expo.
Exactly.
The first one was last year. Yes. The second one is this year. I want you to tell us about the Hot Tea Expo. But Davis, can you give us some, I asked you a question earlier, some like maybe 2, 3, 4 things that if we did immediately, it would change the face of agriculture in the country and make us food sufficient and give us enough to export.
Okay, so first and foremost, I will talk about our capital. Our funding, we can't do with this 35%, so there should be a special purpose vehicle towards Agric. When I talk about Agric, the whole Agric value chain, so agribusiness in general. So it doesn't matter whether it's export, poultry, and the like. So I also want us to see the market penetration and also infrastructure, because we have a lot of infrastructure deficit when we talk about this, and it's very important. Then also land.
So when you talk about infrastructure, roads,
cold chain,
exactly, processing,
logistics,
warehousing is all part of the infrastructure.
Yes. Because if you look, we need to do proper market penetration. So, for instance, if we're able to get market elsewhere, we went to food logistics, we have $200 million plus deal. Are we able to meet the answer here is big no, because we have a lot of deficit in infrastructure, deficit in logistics, a lot. So before the produce itself.
Hold that thought. So we have orders of about $200 million from all sorts of countries who want our produce, our yam, our cassava, our pineapple, our mangoes,
coconuts.
But we don't have capacity to supply because we don't have the right infrastructure.
We don't have the right infrastructure, and also we the production itself. We have issues, and one will ask why. That's the more reason why I mentioned capital, because people just can't go to the bank and take 35% to produce something that their return on investment is just around 20%. I think you understand me. And also skill set. You see, we need to be able to train our youth to adapt to, because the knowledge, that is one big thing. You could have money to do all you want to do. But then if you don't have the proper technical extension, it becomes an issue. So what happens is, from day one, you go into deficit. I think you understand what I mean. So these are some of the things I think we need to look at. And also, a value addition. It's critical now that we don't export our produce raw, but then we add value. And you remember when we went to Food Logistica, we launched Hoti Expo there, and I chose pineapple, sweet potato, mango, coconut, chilies, and yam. Yam because, you see, the yam flour, gluten free. So if we should be able to add value to our yam flour and we export, and it's hot cake everywhere, premium. I mean, President Trump, whether 10% or not, some they'll buy. You understand me? And our sweet potatoes, I mean, post-COVID, and also Ukraine-Russia war, flour is becoming an issue. So Ghana could be the hub of sweet potato flour, where we export, we add value and export. We have coconut
Ghana
oil.
is the largest exporter of yam in the world?
Yes. We second by Jamaica. We're doing $54 million. Jamaica is doing $52 million. Yes. So that tells you that, and this is even fresh. It's not value. We've not added value to it. So if we try to we add value to it for export, that will give us some premium money, and curtail the constant depreciation of our cedi against the major currencies, because that has been an issue, because we have been import-dependent country, and until we scale up and become export-driven country, it becomes still a problem. We'll end up getting our cedi to dollar for maybe 40 cedis, and maybe I'll be praying at a point that when I export my things, it should go to 40, then I change. Then when I finish, they should go to 5 or something. It's a strategy. So these are some of the things I think we need to look into, and that's the more reason why I'm talking about. It is about time government become very intentional. As a country, we have to be intentional about agri-business. And we on the private sector are doing our part. I mean, Faith, last year we had what we call the Hoti Expo.
The Ghana Horticulture Expo.
The Ghana Horticulture Expo. This year we are going to have it again from 11th to on the 13th of June. We are expecting over 200 exhibitors and over 1,000 trade visitors. So that says we have people coming from the after regions. We also have, we've partnered through logistics. We have people coming from Germany. We have people coming from Italy. Italian embassy is also bringing other people in the whole. So all over the world, I mean, global fair, which is going to happen at the Accra International Conference Center. The whole essence is for us to be able to rebrand and promote what we have, because we have been attending fairs all these years. But I think every now and then we have certification issues. Today, I think people, the EU, the next day they bring another certification, so another layer to certification. And because they don't see where the things are coming from, they don't know how we are doing it. And I was privileged to host the EU ambassador at the Park House, and the ambassador for Germany, Hungary, Swiss, France, and when they came and they saw the way mangoes were harvested on the farm, the way we sent to the Park House and other things, they were surprised. They asked the question, is that how we do it always? And I say, yes. So I put it to them, like, look, this is the more reason why it's always important for us to be able to collaborate and show what we have and where the things are coming from, so that it limits the layer of certifications. Because for me, they increase the layer of certificates because they want to protect their space. I think you understand me. So these are some of the things we are going. We're also trying to do that because we want to make sure that the youth go into agric and export, agribusiness and export. So we'll have a B2B sessions. I mean, 24-hour economy is going to be there live to tell people how to tap into their program. Ministry of Trade will be there. We are hoping to get His Excellency the President and most of the cabinet ministers around for the whole 3 days.
So this is the Ghana Horticulture Expo,
yes,
which is happening in June this year.
Yeah, June 11th to 13th.
You mentioned that Fage is partnering Fruit Logistica, which I believe is the biggest agric fair in the world.
Yes.
To have a Ghana Horticulture Expo to promote Ghanaian agric to the rest of the world.
Exactly.
So you are going to have the expo, what else would you be doing within that 3 days to drive the growth of the industry?
Okay, so let me take this opportunity to thank Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and I'm happy Mr. Tetabawa is here.
The CEO's
CEO, yes, because they've kept faith with us for all these years. I mean, if you look at what they've done, it's by excellence, because we started this horticulture expo with them. Aside that, we've been attending food logistics with them every year. And when we come back, they try to articulate our issues to make sure that we feed the market, because for them, they don't need anything from us. All they need to be able to feed the market to rake in the foreign exchange, and they've done that pretty well. So this year, what we're trying to do is to aside the exhibition itself, we have seminars. We have seminars. We also have B2B. We have the banks who are coming in their numbers to also market their product and get people to buy into what they do in their various banks, and more.
Then also the input suppliers.
Input suppliers, key. They are there because you see, it's about time we cease and we stop these quack inputs, because it has also been one of our issues. Because when we don't get, for instance, you get if you are supposed to produce to maybe get a ton an acre, if you use the wrong input, you never get there.
So if you use the wrong seed,
that's what I'm saying. Chemicals. So it's more of the reason why we are also doing this, to bring in the right input dealers, and also make sure that they market the input. People have the right to come and ask questions. You buy the right and know where they are, and the whole lot. And also the value addition, where you get some processes. You also get a lot of people come. We have academia also coming to share their views. We have students from the various universities coming. We also have a lot of industry players coming to share their views and also teach people what to do and identify the market and tell them how to be able to get to the market.
So is this expo for industry people, or is for the average Ghanaian? For example, I'm home, I want to enter Agric. Would you say this is the platform for me to come and get my initiation?
Education.
This is the platform for you to come to get your initiation. I mean, because the issue here, the industry players, yes, they are already here. They are parts. But we are also inviting every Ghanaian. That's the more reason why we spoke about the trade visitors. And we said we are expecting over 1,000 trade visitors. For the exhibitors, it's just a little above 200. So I know people are rushing into catch a space. So I also encourage them to do that fast. They shouldn't wait till the last day.
How do people register for the Ghana Horticulture Expo? And for the general public, are they expected to pay a fee, or the fee is just...
Yes, so for the FAGE members, they are paying 2,000. The non-FAGE members are paying 3,000 per 3 by 3 square meter stand. And the foreigners are paying $300 for the same stand.
But if somebody is listening to us right now and wants to come to the expo, they can just walk into the conference center for the 3 days to be a part of it.
If you are not an exhibitor but the ordinary trade visitor, you walk in, you pay nothing. You walk in as a trade visitor.
Would there be experiential events? For example, if you have Ghana rice, Ghana's pineapple, Ghana's this, will people have the chance to sample the various produce across the spectrum?
Exactly what we did last year is what we are going to do this year too. We're going to do a lot of sampling, where vegetables, for instance, we're going to do a lot of cooking, different type of for people to sample. Rice, the same thing. The rice team are also coming, so they also do a lot of different varieties for you to sample. Yeah, we are also looking at having lunch for the CEOs, like we did last year, where we prepare made in Ghana produce. So from the rice to the sweet potatoes, yam and other things, to give some tickets out to some CEOs for them to come for lunch and to experience what made in Ghana food tastes like. We'll have the poultry sector also coming a lot, so varieties. I mean, and I expect all the multimedia company to bring everybody there too.
Yeah, you mentioned poultry. You didn't mention Winston's pork
the piggery. I mean, it's livestock. It's livestock in general. So once livestock in general,
whether you mention will come.
Livestock in general. Yes.
Last year I had mushroom kebab at the Horti Expo, and it was really nice. So if I also want to go into trading of horticultural produce, when I come there, I can get producers who can supply me to sell, right?
Exactly.
Okay, okay. So how do people contact Phage to be a part of this? They go to your website, GhanaHotiExpo.com.
Yes.
They can have all the
and
numbers.
also the GEPA website.
What's the GEPA website?
www.gepagana.org.
GEPAGhana.com.
.org.
Who are your partners for this?
ORG. Yes.
You've
ORG.
mentioned GEPA. Which other partners are you working with?
So we're working with Fidelity Bank, we're working with SM Bank, we're working with Ghana Export Promotion Authority. We have a few other Agromonti and a few others.
Okay. Winston.
Yeah, I mean, quick question before we wrap it up. Jubris says, would you advise young people to get into Agric? Is it profitable as they make it sound, or ideally, how much for capital?
I think I'm one of the few people who have been saying always, when government comes and say, look, every youth to go into agriculture, I said, that's not the idea. The issue is you need to have passion and also be disciplined to be able to venture agriculture. It is one thing that can make or make. So that is one thing we need to look at. And you need to also have a role model, be mentorship. Because if you don't, you can start, but then how do you start it? And that has been the problem. And that's the more reason why I started this conversation by saying that let's have a stakeholder conversation about the whole entire agribusiness to let people understand before we move.
And I think that just a quick one, because I heard the Kobo story that he was a very young man who finished university and did, I think, engineering or something. And instead of going into his course of study, he decided to go to Agric. Why? Because he had a passion. And eventually he became the best
my father,
right.
who was a regional minister. I didn't meet my father. My father was the first regional commissioner. I didn't meet him when he was a commissioner. I met him when he was a father, making money. So I felt that's the only way you can make money.
I like that. He felt that was the only way you could make money. You can also feel same. You need mentorship. Don't think that mentorship is only about the corporate area. But in Agric also, you need people to help you.
Yes.
They would show you what to do.
And Winston, we are partnering Phage and GEPA for the Hoti Expo. So we are carrying the whole of Ghana along to use Agric to turn our lives around. So we'll be giving you more on this on the Super Morning Show and our other platforms. Now, I'll read a final message and we'll say bye-bye to Davis and Alex. This one is from Jerry Boachidanko. He says, hi, Kojo, good to hear this conversation on Joy FM. The Ghana Stock Exchange wants to reach out to export associations on our capital raising solutions. So let us talk. So Ghana Stock Exchange, they have the alternative exchange and all that. And they want us to have the conversation. So
it really is a very pleasant news because it's never come into the conversations how to utilize the stock market's capitalization to support agriculture, for example. It's a new area. I'm excited about it. I'll mention it to our CEO and follow up.
Great. Yeah. Thank you very much, Fred Dajawa, and also to you, Davis Nakobo, for joining us this morning. Here, Alexander Dajawa, who is Director Projects, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and Davis Kabo. Hey, why do I keep saying Kabo? Kobo, who is President Federation of Associations of Ghanaian Exporters. You know, when you're used to the political names, that's what you
Anthony Kabo.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining us.
Sorry, Adiachi. Daybreak again.
Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy, joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning.
Oh, why are you like? you know that's the saying. I wonder why our ancestors said that. Nobody did have quine. Now they can. Now they have quine. Anyway, talking about enjoying and eating. Look, Sunday brunch at the Palms, formerly Holiday Inn. Your perfect Sunday just got better. So join us this and every Sunday at 12 noon for an unforgettable brunch experience at the Palms, formerly Holiday Inn. All for just 500 cities. See, I was thinking about 1,000 because I wanted to go with my wife. It's just 500 cities. If you are to 1,000 Ghana cities, this is not much. Okay, you indulge in complimentary soft drinks, sumptuous continental buffet, a rich spread of African favorites, live music to elevate the vibe, a beautiful ambience perfect for relaxing with friends or family. So whether you're celebrating or just taking it slow, the Palms is where your Sunday should begin. Reserve now, seats fill up fast. Call 055 1,333 055 1,333 or 055 1,355.
And the German Ozone Medical Center is a leading multidisciplinary healthcare facility with a strong focus on ozone therapy as the core of their clinical approach. They are renowned for their the ozone therapy is renowned for its therapeutic benefits, and it's also integrated across their medical and dental services to support faster healing, enhanced immunity, and overall wellness. And in addition to their specialized ozone-based treatments, they offer comprehensive outpatient care, advanced dental services, and operate as a fully equipped implant center with an in-house dental laboratory, ensuring precision and efficiency. Their commitment to innovation, patient-centered care, and clinical excellence positions them as a trusted destination for holistic and advanced healthcare solutions. So call them on 055 024 222 or 055 025 222 or email them hello@gomc.com.gh. The German Ozone Medical Center is where innovation in healthcare and implant dentistry is empowered by ozone and defined by excellence.
So Joy News in partnership with the McDan Foundation presents the finalists for the 2025 Impact Makers Award. So from after school programs to mental health advocacy, clean water projects, inclusive education, women empowerment, and more. These are the true agents of change, making extraordinary impacts in hard to reach communities across Ghana. Catch their inspiring stories on Joy News as we honor their efforts in reshaping lives one at a time. The Joy News Impact Makers Award is brought to you by Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape, MNC Group Global, Totally Reliant, German Ozone Medical Center, Alternative Therapy, Dental Wellness and Beauty, and latest from your partner for life, the Center for Strategic Philanthropy and Social Investment of the Pentecost University, unleashing transformational philanthropy, research, and innovation for community impact. Philanthropy Ghana, promoting and elevating philanthropy in Ghana, and the Ghana CEO Summit and Expo, inspiring business, leadership, and economic transformation. The Joy News Impact Makers Awards, celebrating ordinary people making extraordinary impacts.
Yes, so we're wrapping up.
Yes, in wrapping up, Kojo, let's get back to the ESLA. You said we spent, 1.2 billion Ghana cedis.
Okay, let me take you back to the 2024 ESLA, and there is a table G, utilization of ESLA levies from 2016 to 2024. It's utilization of ESLA levies from 2016 to 2024. I think the sanitation and pollution levy didn't start in 2016; it started way later.
No, it started, I think, after 2021. That was when it was introduced.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on the sanitation levy, between that 2021 and 2024. An amount of 1.5 billion, right, was utilized. 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. For air quality and pollution, 100 million Ghana cedis was utilized for air quality and pollution. To design, construct, and re-engineer solid waste and disposal facilities, 74 million Ghana cedis was spent. Support for disinfection, and fumigation. You remember that thing? Market fumigation, all those.
Yes.
95 million Ghana cedis.
That was in 2020 before we could go back because after COVID. Yes, that period.
And that one, was it only from here, or the COVID funds also funded?
They may have played a role.
Okay. And then there is support for maintenance and management of major landfill sites and other waste treatment plants and facilities. 1.2 billion Ghana cedis.
We need to investigate that.
Yes.
The landfill site and waste treatment plant is something we need to interrogate in this country. And we will do that.
Yes. For example, if you gave 1.2 billion Ghana cedis to manage landfill sites and waste treatment plants, what waste did they treat? What product was the end? What was the end product of treating the waste?
Yeah.
If you take our solid waste from our homes, if you treat it, what do you get? Fertilizer, right? Who sold that fertilizer?
And
did the money come back to the states? Revenue.
How much tax have they paid to the states? These funds that you gave to them, were they grants or loans?
Exactly. We know that Ministry of Environment is giving grants to plastic people too. And this year they gave about $7 million. This year, no, they've given $7 million to plastic recyclers. And so we need to get, we cannot talk about waste and all these monies in a vacuum without specifics.
Okay. All right, that's all time would allow us this morning here on the Super Morning Show. On behalf of the team led by Sami Odami, my name is Winston Amoah.
Yes, and my name is Kojo Akoto, but I'm getting ready for Mother's Day.
We will wait for the 11th of May. Enjoy your day. DJ Obeti is on standby.